Chapter 5:13. Fong Ping was in excruciating pain. Since he could not enter, there was nothing he could do. He could only sit cross-legged at the periphery and start cultivating frantically, cultivating with liquefied energy. Although the energy coming from the boundary wall was slightly thinner, it was still close to liquefaction. The feeling of energy penetrating his body made Fong Ping feel extremely good. No wonder there were so many high-ranked monsters and monster plants here. If this situation happened frequently, one day of cultivation might be equivalent to a few years in the outside world. In this place where there was no energy, Fong Ping had been wondering if these monsters had come from the Forbidden Sea. Now, he knew that they were really indigenous creatures of the sealed world. Wang Jinyang watched for a while. Without hesitation, he sat cross-legged and started cultivating. Zhang Qingnan and the other rank, 6 martial artists, were also put aside by him. Although these people were unconscious, being hit by this kind of liquefied energy was also beneficial. When a martial artist reached their rank, the celestial bridge would automatically absorb energy. Wang Jinyang did not care about this anymore. He had just broken through to peak rank 5 and had yet to start locating and materializing the Sanjiao Gate. Now, however, Wang Jinyang felt that maybe he could consider entering rank 6. The locating and materializing of the Sanjiao Gate did not have much to do with energy. However, in this environment, it was easier for martial artists to sense the location of the Sanjiao Gate. Although they could not enter, they could take the opportunity to enter rank 6 quickly. As for the monsters and monster plants in the boundary zone, these monsters and monster plants were all rushing to the vicinity of the boundary wall. No matter how many monsters and monster plants there were on a daily basis, none of the monsters attacked at this time. The energy tide only came once every few months. This was also their only chance to cultivate. The day of the energy tide was also their day of peace. Right now, everyone was cultivating. No monsters had the mind to care about others, while Fong Ping and the rest were cultivating crazily. The edge of the Forbidden Sea. Qin Fengqing and Fong Ping rushed for 2 to 3 days before they arrived at the Forbidden Sea tributary. Looking at the small river in front of them, Qin Fengqing had smashed the stone dozens of times without any movement. He could not help but ask, "Ironhead, didn't you say that this place is extremely dangerous? Why is there no movement at all?" Li Hansong shook his head. "How would I know? Do we cross the river?" Li Hansong was speechless when he saw Qin Fengqing walking towards the river, even though he said that. He whispered, "Be careful. If we fly into the middle of the river and a high-ranked monster appears, we're done for." Qin Fengqing thought for a moment, then suddenly lifted a huge rock and smashed it into the lake. The lake was still quiet. Qin Fengqing shrugged and said, "If the high ranks are provoked by us like this, why aren't they attacking us? His patience is too good. I don't think there are any demonic beasts in the water." Seems like it. The two of them were not too familiar with the Forbidden Sea. However, they had already caused such a huge commotion, yet there was no response at all. The possibility of a demonic beast being here was not high. Seeing this, the two of them no longer hesitated and flew towards the other side. Just as the two of them reached the other side of the river, at the bottom of the Forbidden Sea's tributary, the bottom could not be seen. The stone that Qin Fengqing had just thrown had landed on the head of an incomparably huge sea monster. However, at this moment, the demonic beast did not have the mind to care about the 2 ants above it. The surface of the Forbidden Sea was calm. Currently, there were waves of golden water flowing under the surface. The golden water flowed out from an unknown place and flowed into the Forbidden Sea. Currently, there were more than 100 water monsters gathered at the bottom of the small tributary. The weakest was rank 7. The stronger ones were all rank 9. At this moment, these monsters were greedily absorbing the golden substance that flowed out. The golden substance that flowed once every few months was the main reason why they gathered here. The Forbidden Sea was vast and boundless. It was unimaginable for a small tributary to have a large number of rank 9 monsters. However, there were tributaries like this in the vicinity of many boundaries. There were a large number of rank 9 monsters. These monsters were waiting for an opportunity like this. When the golden substance flowed, as long as it was not a high-ranked monster or a human flying over their heads, these monsters would not bother about it. Usually, they had nothing to do. Since the food under the water had been eaten, they would just drag some food to eat. Now that there was something better to eat, who would want to eat those ants? As for the dozens of stones that Qin Fengqing had thrown down and hit 4 or 5 monsters, the monsters did not care. It was light and did not feel anything. If they had the time to eat those ants, they might as well ignore it. Qin Fengqing, who had flown to the other side of the river, did not know about this. After flying past the Forbidden Sea tributary, Qin Fengqing looked back and mumbled, "I worried for nothing. This is too easy." Li Hansong was also at a loss. He was prepared to run away in case of a monster ambush. In the end, nothing happened. When he saw the forest in front, Qin Fengqing said cautiously, "This is the forest of death. It's very dangerous." He had heard Pudgy Jiang mention something about it. After crossing the river, it seemed like the forest of death was there. Anyway, it was very dangerous. Pudgy Jiang did not know exactly how dangerous it was. Damn Fatty said that the Forbidden Sea tributary is extremely dangerous, even more dangerous than the forest of death. But now that the tributary is completely fine, is the forest of death really dangerous? Qin Fengqing was starting to doubt Jiang Chao's words. "Are you kidding me? Also, the energy here is very rich." Qin Fengqing greedily absorbed the overflowing energy. He said joyfully, "We're here. The energy is indeed rich." At this moment, Li Hansong, who was at the side, did not speak. Instead, he stared above his head. Qin Fengqing said a few words. Seeing that he did not speak, he tilted his head and looked at him. Seeing that he was staring above his head, he also looked up. There was nothing above his head. But in the sky ahead, there seemed to be a palace building faintly appearing. Qin Fengqing took a look and swallowed his saliva. He said in surprise, "A remnant of the domain zone? I don't know. I didn't see anything on the other side of the river just now. Once I came in, I saw it." Li Hansong was also very surprised. He said strangely, "It's only 1,000 meters away. Did it just appear? Or can't we see it from the other side?" "How would I know?" Qin Fengqing also did not know much about this place. The sky above the Forbidden Sea was densely covered with spatial cracks. Looking at the domain zone from the other side, almost nothing could be seen. The space was in chaos. Seeing a corner of the palace in the distance, Qin Fengqing said excitedly, "Stop looking. Let's go and see if it's a treasure." Hearing this, Li Hansong followed and passed by the forest of death. It was incomparably quiet. There seemed to be no life here. The two of them walked cautiously at first. Then they started running. Even when they started running, no demonic beasts or demonic plants appeared. Qin Fengqing was completely relieved. As expected, Damn Fatty did not know much. What danger? Danger my asterisk SS. There was nothing, not even a rat. They ran. When they ran out of the forest of death, Qin Fengqing stared at the buildings that appeared in the sky far away. He said in shock, Is this the heavenly court?" Boundless, majestic buildings floated in the sky. They spread out for thousands of miles. The two of them were not in the same place as Fong Ping. They were walking at the edge of the Forbidden Sea, which was nearly 100 miles away from Fong Ping. At this moment, the two of them were not in the mood to care about where Fong Ping was. Qin Fengqing and Li Hansong stared at the buildings in the sky in a daze. After a moment, Qin Fengqing felt Li Hansong tugging at him. He murmured, "What's up, Ironhead? You don't regret bringing you here this time, do you? We're going to be rich." Old Qin. Li Hansong was shivering. His voice was trembling. He did not even dare to speak. His voice was so low that it could not be heard. He tugged at Qin Fengqing once again. Seeing that he was about to speak, Li Hansong covered his mouth immediately. He stretched out his hand and pointed into the distance. The two of them had been looking at the sky earlier. Their attention was attracted by the majestic buildings in the sky. However, at this moment, Li Hansong pointed straight ahead. His body was trembling. Qin Fengqing followed the direction of his finger and looked. Then he began to shiver. Mother****. That scared the hell out of me. There was no dilapidated ancient city here. There were only some messy gravel. There was nothing to hide in front of them. About 3,000 to 4,000 meters away from them, underground, every 1,000 meters there was a huge monster beast or monster plant lying on the ground, cultivating. How many were there? Qin Fengqing swept his gaze across. He could see about 7,000 to 8,000 meters. There were close to 10 monsters and monster plants. And this was not all. In the areas where his vision was blurry, he could also see some towering monster plants or incomparably huge monsters. Gulp. Qin Fengqing swallowed his saliva, trembling slightly. Mother****. This was a gathering of monsters and monster plants. So many, because he had passed through the Forbidden Sea and the Forest of Death. He thought that there was nothing here. Who knew that all the monsters and monster plants were here? It was too scary. Ironhead, what should we do? Qin Fengqing stuttered. He was not afraid of death, but it did not mean that he was looking for it. There were so many high-ranked monsters. They were definitely high-ranked. He was sure that he could not be wrong. If he was discovered, he would be dead meat. Li Hansong was also extremely nervous. Then he suddenly scratched his head and said, This place, why do I feel a little familiar? At this time, while Li Hansong was looking at these monsters, he could not help but see the floating palaces. He said with some suspicion, Old Qin, this place, I think I've been here before. Qin Fengqing, who was already prepared to run away, stopped in his tracks when he heard that. He swallowed his saliva again and said, You've been here before? This is your first time here. Could it be? Li Hansong murmured, Heavenly Court? Is this my northern general's residence? He looked at the residence that seemed to exist alone in front of him, a little lost. This place really felt a little familiar to him. Of course, he was sure that he had never been here before and had never seen these before. But it just felt familiar. He thought about what Fong Ping had told him. Could it be that he was looking at the Northern General's residence now? Northern General's residence? Qin Fengqing was almost stunned. Don't joke with me. Could this really be Heavenly Court? This was Li Hansong's hometown. No, Li Hansong suddenly frowned and said in a low voice, It doesn't seem like it. I feel like I might have been here before, but this isn't my home. Qin Fengqing looked at him blankly. How could you tell? Also, if this wasn't your home, then whose home was it? No, this wasn't your home in the first place. Just because you said it was yours, Just as Qin Fengqing was feeling suspicious, Li Hansong suddenly said in his sleep, I'm guessing, could this be the Southern General's residence? Old Yao's residence. This is Tian'an. This is also the south of the Tian'an catacombs. It's all in the south. Maybe this is Old Yao's home. I might have been here before. Then the northern general's residence. Could it be in the north? As he spoke, Li Hansong looked toward the north. The north was where Mount Imperial Sea was. Could it be that his residence was in the north? Was Heavenly Court in the catacombs? Could it be that the southern general was fighting in the Forbidden Sea in the south? The northern general was fighting in the Forbidden Sea in the north? Was the southern general more powerful or the northern general more powerful? The Forbidden Sea seemed to be more dangerous than the Forbidden Sea. Could it be that he, Li Hansong, was not as strong as Yao Qingjun in his past life? At this moment, these extremely strange thoughts floated in Li Hansong's mind. The southern general and northern general must be very powerful. Then, was there a western general and eastern general? If there was, it didn't seem like much. Fighting in the small territory next to it, this strength didn't seem to be enough. Right? This was the southern territory. Could it be that this wasn't the heavenly court, but simply a southern general's residence? Did that not mean that this was all Yao Qingjuan's old home? Li Hansong had countless doubts again. Then he said in a daze, "Should we go to old Yao's house?" Qin Fengqing wanted to curse. "So, you've already assigned everything? First your house, then Yao Qingjuan's house. Why not mine?" Too lazy to bother with this guy, Qin Fengqing carefully glanced at the beasts in front of him. Suddenly, he frowned and said, "Ironhead, look, are those beasts cultivating? It seems like there's energy seeping out of that transparent wall. The sealed world." At this time, Qin Fengqing sobered up and quickly made a judgment. "This is the sealed world. They can't enter. Ironhead, you said that this is either your house or old Yao's house. Then this sealed world might be the anti-theft door you made. Do you have the key to your own anti-theft door?" Li Hansong said in distress, "It might not be my house. I feel that it's old Yao's house. Even if he has the key, will old Yao give it to me? Why don't we go to the north? Maybe that's where my house is. I'll go open the door." This guy really wanted to try opening the door now. Maybe he really made the anti-theft door himself. "Open the anti-theft door and go back to my hometown. Maybe there's something good there." Hearing this, Qin Fengqing said softly, "Why don't you try opening the door here? Anyway, didn't you say that you might have been here before? Maybe you stole the key to old Yao's house." "I'm not that kind of person." Li Hansong was displeased. "Why would I do such a thing?" "Then maybe you two were close, and he gave you the key?" "That's true," Li Hansong thought about it, and suddenly shook his head. "No, there are so many watchdogs at the door. I don't dare to go." There were demon beasts and demon plants everywhere. He really didn't dare to go. Now, he even wanted to leave. Qin Fengqing curled his lips and mumbled, "Look, those demon beasts and demon plants are not moving at all. And the energy there is so thick. It's almost comparable to energy essence. There's still a gap between the two demon beasts, 1,000 meters away. Tai Tu, why don't we sneak over and take a look? Maybe we can directly open the door and enter." We've encountered all kinds of danger along the way. Why don't we? Qin Fengqing gritted his teeth and said, "I'll take a loss and lure away a demon beast. You go and try opening the door. I'll come back after you've opened the door." Li Hansong was stunned. This guy really wasn't afraid of death. There were so many demon beasts here. Once he lured the whole body and caused so many demon beasts and demon plants to riot, even 10 Qin Fengqings would be dead. Seeing that he was silent, Qin Fengqing said enviously, "What do you say? Bring me to your house." "No, to old Yao's house? Don't worry, I'll just take a look. I'll come out after cultivating. For a while." Li Hansong said with a headache, "It might not be our house. Maybe it's old Wang's house. Maybe it's Fong Ping's house. Or someone else's." Back then, the 108 generals of the heavenly court Qin Fengqing was speechless. Whose house was it? Before he could ask, Li Hansong murmured again. That's right. Fang Ping said 108 generals of the heavenly court. 108 territories. Could it be that each territory is a mansion? What Fang Ping said is all true. That's right. How can the heavenly court be so small? Even if it's the heavenly court within 1,000 miles, the heavenly palace is too small. If it's 108 mansions, it'll be normal if they're the general's mansions. Then, where's the heavenly court? Thinking of this, Li Hansong suddenly looked up at the sky, then looked at Mount Imperial Sea in the north, murmuring, Could it be that the 108 generals' mansions surround and protect the heavenly court? If the 4 territories in the north, south, east, and west are circular and all surround Mount Imperial Sea, then inside Mount Imperial Sea is the heavenly court? Speaking of this, Li Hansong was stunned. Back then, the heavenly court had set up its headquarters in a restricted area. Then now, could it be that the people in the restricted area were living in the heavenly court back then? Or perhaps the catacombs was where the heavenly court was back then? The more he thought about it, the more shocked Li Hansong was. He wanted to know what had happened back then that caused the heavenly court to fall apart and the 108 generals to die in battle. At this moment, he really did not consider that Fang Ping was fooling him. Everything that Fang Ping said had been verified. He said that they were powerhouses who had come back to life. This was true. He said that the storage ring existed, and that he and his people still had these things. It was possible that they were inside his gate of life. He said that there were 108 generals in the heavenly court. Now, there were 108 small territories and 108 territories. There were also incomparably huge mansions that appeared in the territories. It also corresponded. Everything was true. The heavenly court really existed. Li Hansong was still shocked, still at a loss, still in shock. Qin Fengqing could not hold it in anymore. He scolded in a low voice. You might as well just say that the catacombs are yours. The possibility is very high. Li Hansong looked serious. The possibility was really very high. Qin Fengqing was about to break down. He scolded again. Stop talking nonsense. You're already dead. No, you're already dead in your past life. When you're dead, everything is confiscated. No matter who these things belong to, it's first come, first served now. Do you want to try going in? Li Hansong hesitated for a moment. He glanced at the monsters around him. After a while, he gritted his teeth and said, Let's go and try. Keep the commotion down. These monsters seem to have entered a deep level of cultivation. Don't lure them away to avoid adding to the trouble. Let's try, just try. If we can't get in, then we'll give up. Don't force your way in. The anti-theft door that we set up back then must be very strong. Shut up. Qin Fengqing felt uncomfortable. What did he say? Did it really become your house? And the anti-theft door that you guys set up? I was just saying it, and you took it seriously? Li Hansong said no more. Forget it. Whether it was his house or old Yao's house or the homes of other generals, he would give it a try. Anyway, he really felt that this place was a little familiar. The two of them said no more and carefully moved toward the boundary wall. Within 1,000 meters, there were 2 high-ranked monsters. At such a short distance, the two of them could not hide their vitality force. They might have been discovered already, but these monsters did not move at all. Maybe it would be fine? Both of them were extremely afraid. However, looking at the boundary wall, energy was even leaking out like water. Both of them were extremely envious. After going through so much trouble to come here, they should at least give it a try. Chapter 5:14. Ancient City. The Sanjiao Gate above Fangping's head was frantically consuming energy to close its door. It would be a waste not to use energy that did not cost money. He had no way of collecting the energy that had spilled out. Otherwise, Fong Ping would have tried to see if he could bring it back and turn it into high-ranked energy stones. While he was consuming energy to close the gate, Wang Jinyang was also rapidly locating the Sanjiao Gate. Or rather, Wang Jinyang did not even bother to locate it before the Sanjiao Gate was found. Peak rank, 5 martial artists would usually spend a lot of time searching for the Sanjiao Gate. Even Fong Ping had previously spent 7 days and 7 nights on the sea in order to materialize the Sanjiao Gate. As for Wang Jinyang, in this energy-rich environment, the Sanjiao Gate even seemed to be squeezing outwards on its own. Wang Jinyang was very surprised. This was too easy to find, was it not? Or could it be that he had materialized it once in his past life? And this was just a kind of revival? He did not know, but it did not stop him from materializing the Sanjiao Gate. Just as Fong Ping was still closing the door, 3 gates suddenly appeared above old Wang's head. Fong Ping woke up with a start. Then, a shocking scene unfolded before them. The speed at which the 3 doors appeared was extremely fast. Appearing in this space from another space was almost as easy as drinking water. Unlike Fong Ping, who seemed a little constipated, what shocked Fong Ping even more was one of old Wang's Sanjiao Gate was sealed. Yes, it was sealed. The moment it was materialized, it was even a little transparent. Just like Qin Fengqing, Fong Ping also saw something inside. Fong Ping looked at old Wang with a dazed expression. Mother ***. He really resurrected with a treasure. Wang Jinyang was also looking above his head at this moment, mumbling, This is a sealed life gate. Fong Ping's expression was strange. He said, Old Wang, we're rich. Wang Jinyang ignored him and continued to materialize the Sanjiao Gate. After a while, the Sanjiao Gate was completely materialized. At this moment, mysterious energy began to feed back to his body. Something that made Fong Ping even more depressed happened. At this moment, old Wang's body actually showed signs of turning into a light golden color. Mother ***, what was going on? You guys are too shameless. I've cheated for so long and consumed countless resources. I've even consumed a large amount of life essence and immortal substances to forge a half-golden body. Are you guys going to forge a half-golden body straight away? Shameless. Fong Ping cursed under his breath. Cheating. Even if he cheated, he had worked hard and struggled. He had been beaten into a skeleton many times. Lao Wang was too shameless. Ironhead Li was the same. After cultivating for a night, Ironhead Li had a half-golden body. Old Wang, materialize your Sanjiao Gate, and you'll have half a golden body. Was there any justice in this world? There was no justice in the world. Luckily, old Wang did not have golden bones. Otherwise, Fong Ping would have beaten him to death. As for Li Hansong, he had not tempered his bone marrow yet. Even if these 2 fellows were rank 6, they still had a slight advantage over him. In addition, their mentality was average, which made Fong Ping feel slightly better. Otherwise, he really wanted to strangle these fellows to death. After a while, Wang Jinyang's energy feedback ended. He lowered his head to look at his body, and then at the Sanjiao Gate above his head that had yet to be retracted. He raised his eyebrows slightly and said, I can't open it. It can't be opened. I can't push it open. At this moment, Wang Jinyang could no longer maintain his composure. He frowned and asked, What's inside the life gate? How would I know? Fong Ping had just said that when he suddenly coughed softly and said, It could be a storage ring, a divine weapon, or a cultivation combat technique or something. Of course, it could also be imperishable substances or something else. I can't see too clearly. What about you? Wang Jinyang gave him a look and asked, Your life gate is open, right? Cough, cough, cough. Fang Ping chuckled and said, "It's normal. Everyone has their own path of resurrection." Wang Jinyang ignored him. In the past, he felt that Fang Ping's words were 30% false and 70% true. Now, it was 10% true and 90% false. It was fine to just listen to it, but not take it seriously. He continued to stare at his Sanjiao gate for a while. Beside him, Fang Ping suddenly said, "You've sealed a gate. Doesn't that mean your realm is higher than mine?" At this moment, Fang Ping thought of the main point. Then, as the martial arts university's #1, wouldn't I fall behind? Wang Jinyang looked at him. After a while, he said, "The sealing of the life gate doesn't seem to bring me much benefit. Also, it can't be opened. This could not be opened. Opening it by force would not work either. This might not be a good thing. At least, when they were fighting for their lives, others could open a sealed gate. He could not. Then, his explosive power would be slightly weaker than those of the same rank. Of course, they had a huge advantage. If others really opened 3 gates, they would not have the upper hand." After Wang Jinyang said that, Fang Ping thought for a while and said, "If it can't be opened, maybe one person's strength is not enough. Old Wang, are you afraid that if you open it, you won't be able to seal it?" "What do you mean?" "What I mean is, I'll help you. Both of us will push open your life gate and take a look. Maybe we can get what's in your life gate. What I'm afraid of is that once it's opened, it can't be sealed. Then it'll be troublesome. I even suspect that if we really open it by force, it will cause a huge loss of your vitality. Then it'll be over. After all, you're an old antique, you're not?" Fang Ping was speechless. "Why are you interrupting? Why do you care whether I am or not?" Ignoring him, Fang Ping continued, "What I'm saying is I can disguise your aura and use my strength to help you open this gate." Wang Jinyang said again, "Previously, you said that you can't disguise a human's aura. Only a bloodline descendant. That's why you said that Qin Fengqing is your bloodline. Now, you can do it again." Fang Ping's embarrassment turned into anger. He said exasperatedly, "Old Wang, since when did you learn to talk nonsense?" This guy was very quiet before. Now he talked too much nonsense. He even picked on Fang Ping's loopholes. "I'm talking about serious matters. Important matters. It's related to your identities. Can you not interrupt me?" Wang Jinyang did not say any more. This guy, he really did not speak the truth. Lies. Super big lies. That guy Qin Fengqing was almost fooled into believing it was true. Now, this guy was overturning his own words. This made Wang Jinyang very tired. This guy Fang Ping, in the future, he should just listen to the opposite of what he said. Of course, serious matters were more important. After hearing that, Wang Jinyang said, "Your aura disguise is just a disguise. The source is still different from mine. Can you really touch my Sanjiao gate?" Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. "I said it's a disguise, but it might not be a disguise. Maybe you can disguise it until it's real? Do you want to try? Tell me. I'll go in and take a look." Wang Jinyang thought about it and nodded. "All right, we can try. Even if there's no way to seal it, it's nothing." After hearing that, Fang Ping did not delay any further. He began to disguise old Wang's aura. Very soon, his aura was the same as old Wang's. However, only he could feel it. Wang Jinyang could not. Fang Ping's energy shield was still open. After disguising his aura, Fang Ping's hand emitted a weak gush of vitality force and shot it toward the life gate above Wang Jinyang's head. Ding! A low, inaudible sound of collision was heard, as if it came from another space. Fang Ping's gaze moved. He was slightly excited. He said in a low voice, "I can do it." Wang Jinyang was also a little shocked. Could this guy really do it? How was it possible? Then his aura disguise. This was not even disguise anymore. If this guy looked exactly like him, would he not be a living copy of himself? The aura of the origin could also be disguised. How could it be? Wang Jinyang's head was as big as a cow's. Who was Fong Ping exactly? Just as he was thinking about this, Fong Ping suddenly coughed softly. Actually, my aura disguise is only effective on people I know. Back then, I intercepted a part of your life origin. Get lost. Old Wang scolded him directly. Mother asterisk her, still trying to lie to me. Fong Ping pursed his lips. It's up to you to believe it or not. Forget it. I don't care anymore. I'll try to push it. You use your strength too. Let's work together to push it. All right. Both of them did not waste any time. They began to gather their strength and pushed the sealed door together. However, after pushing for a while, even using Fong Ping's mentality, it was still useless. The door did not budge an inch. Sensing all this, Fong Ping shook his head. No, the difference in strength is too big. Maybe I can only do it after my mentality materializes. But it's almost there. My mentality is about to materialize. At this time, both of them stopped cultivating. Cultivating here was very fast, and there was plenty of energy too. However, both of them mainly had to seal the Sanjiao Gate. For all ranks of martial artists, the energy requirement for rank 6 was actually the smallest. Rank 7 needed a lot of energy to hone their skulls. Rank 8 needed to hone their golden body. Currently, rank 9 was unclear. As for the other rank, 1 to rank 5, those who honed their bones would hone their bones. Those who honed their organs would hone their organs. Only rank 6 did not need that much. Of course, there were still many benefits to cultivating with such a high concentration of energy. The closing speed was also slightly faster. However, Fong Ping himself was rich. He had a lot of life essence, so he did not put his heart and soul into cultivation. Compared to energy, Fong Ping was more curious about this palace inside the boundary zone. What exactly was this place? Fong Ping was still thinking if he should try to go in and take a look. In the end, before he could move, the boundary wall suddenly trembled. The next moment, inside the boundary wall, an extremely powerful aura rose. Even through the boundary wall, this incomparably powerful aura was projected. Fong Ping was suppressed to the point that he could not breathe. As for the monsters and plants near the boundary wall, they were all howling in fear, fleeing toward the periphery, one after another. Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. He said in surprise, "There's someone inside." "No, it doesn't seem like pressure." Wang Jinyang was also stunned for a moment. Then he hurriedly picked up Zhang Qingnan and the other person, saying nervously, "Let's leave this place first." Fong Ping also picked up the 2 golden skeletons. Just as he was about to leave, he turned back to look inside the boundary wall to see what was happening. However, the next moment, Fong Ping was stunned. Fong Ping kicked Wang Jinyang, turned his head and said, "What's that?" Hearing that, Wang Jinyang also turned his head to look. When he saw inside the boundary wall, there seemed to be 2 figures flying toward them. He was also stunned. Was there really someone there? However, it did not seem like they flew out. Why did it feel like they were thrown out? Moreover, as these 2 figures got closer and closer to the boundary wall, why did it feel a little familiar? Fong Ping also felt a little familiar. At this moment, Fong Ping held back his palpitations, stopped, looked again for a moment, and said with a dazed expression, "Ironhead and Qin Fengqing. It's them. How can this be? Why are these 2 fellows here?" Both of them looked at each other, stunned. In the next moment, these 2 figures that stunned them were already close to the boundary wall. Boom, boom. 2 consecutive explosions were heard. Then Fong Ping and Wang Jinyang saw on the boundary wall 2 figures slipping down from the boundary wall in midair like mud. When they slid to the bottom, Fong Ping could even see the two people's faces in extreme pain. At this moment, the boundary wall wriggled like vomiting, squeezing the two out directly. Li Hansong was still a little dizzy. He wanted to cry but had no tears. "It's not my house. We entered the wrong place." Having said that, Li Hansong suddenly leaped up vigilantly. When he saw Fong Ping and Qin Fengqing staring at him with an extremely strange expression, Li Hansong was also shocked. "Why are you guys here?" Fong Ping and Qin Fengqing were not rare in the boundary wall, but why were they in front of them? Beside them, Qin Fengqing, who was dizzy from the fall, also stood up at this moment. He saw stars and said, "Ironhead, didn't you say this is your house? If not, then why is Old Yao's house so brutal?" As Qin Fengqing said that, he also saw Fong Ping and Qin Fengqing looking embarrassed. Then, disregarding the presence of the two people, he picked up the thing in his hand and started eating. Fong Ping watched for a while and could not help but ask in shock, "You're eating dirt? Why, you wanted to?" Qin Fengqing looked alert. Then he quickly ate most of the dirt in his hand and said immediately, "There's no more. I've eaten it. My saliva is all on it. Don't even think about it." Fong Ping's face darkened. Only a ghost would want your dirt. However, Fong Ping still could not hold it in. Full of doubts, he asked hurriedly, "Why are you guys here? And you even entered the boundary wall, right? What happened to you guys? It seems like you were thrown out by someone. What was that explosive force just now? Was it a person? Was there someone inside?" "It's a long story." Li Hansong sighed and briefly explained for a while. At last, he said, "Then I tried, and I really squeezed in. However, just as I squeezed in, that bastard Qin Fengqing grabbed me and followed me in. I didn't even have time to react before I was grabbed by something. Then we were thrown out." Li Hansong sighed. "This isn't my house. We entered the wrong door. We're probably not welcome." "Is there someone inside?" Fong Ping asked hurriedly. Li Hansong shook his head. "I don't know. Anyway, I was caught and thrown out the moment I entered." Beside him, Qin Fengqing answered, "It doesn't seem like a person. It seems like Qin Fengqing did not know how to describe it. After a while, he said, "I can't describe it. It feels a little like a dead thing." "Oh, right." As he said that, Qin Fengqing said with some shock, "When I was thrown out just now, I think I saw the Yang family's old ancestor." "You saw it?" The other three were very surprised. Qin Fengqing nodded. "Really? When I was thrown out, I was thinking if I should grab something and bring it out. In the end, I saw a person kneeling at the Sky Palace's main entrance. I don't know if it's the Yang family's old ancestor. It should be him. Fatty Jiang has the portraits of the 13 old ancestors. These people's outfits have been drawn. I think they look a little like him." Fong Ping said in surprise, "Kneeling? Not dead?" Qin Fengqing shook his head. "I don't know if he's dead or not. Anyway, there's no movement. Maybe he's dead. It's normal for the dead to kneel, but it's strange. How did he die at the main entrance?" As he said that, Qin Fengqing said again, "Ironhead and I were directly sucked into the Sky Palace in the sky, and then thrown out. We didn't die. How did he die?" As he spoke, Qin Fengqing continued to eat the soil. Fong Ping watched for a while and was speechless. "You're still eating?" "Duh," Qin Fengqing said gloomily. "This time, the only thing I got from entering here is this handful of soil. I grabbed it when I just came out. You don't say. It's really good stuff. It's really delicious. It's rich in energy. I feel like my body has become stronger. It's good stuff, a divine item." As Qin Fengqing said that, he quickly ate the rest of the soil. He said happily, "Not bad. I didn't return empty-handed." Fong Ping, this thing is really strong. I feel like it's even stronger than the life essence I consumed last time. I feel like I'm about to break out of the soil and be reborn. This is definitely not soil. It just looks a little like soil. Fong Ping stared at him for a while. After a while, he murmured, "You're not just feeling it. You've really broken out of the soil and sprouted. Old Qin, don't tell me that the soil you grabbed is specially used to plant medicinal herbs." "What do you mean?" Qin Fengqing touched his head. As a result, he was stunned. On his head, it had begun to sprout. No, it was growing hair. It grew faster and faster. After a while, his long hair reached his waist. The few of them looked dazed. Fong Ping thought for a while and looked around. In a crevice, he found a stalk of tenacious grass. Then, Fong Ping plucked the grass. While Qin Fengqing was still in a daze, he stuffed the grass root on his head. And this stalk of grass began to grow very quickly. The few of them were completely stunned. Qin Fengqing's face darkened. He grabbed the grass and threw it aside. Then he said somewhat speechlessly, "What kind of soil is this? The effect is too good." This time when he entered the bounded zone, he did not get anything. He only grabbed a handful of soil and came out. In the end, it actually made him sprout. Everyone was also extremely speechless. This guy did not bring anything when he entered the inner circle. He only brought this back, and it actually made people germinate. Wang Jinyang looked for a while and seemed to understand. He laughed and said, "The energy inside is too rich. Fong Ping, you saw the energy rain earlier, right? The soil inside must be extremely rich in energy. Maybe it's even mixed with a little vitality. It's not strange for it to break out of the soil and sprout." Qin Fengqing did not care about this. He only said, unhappily, "It's still growing. Mother asterisk her, I'm done for. My whole body is growing hair. How long will this take?" He looked like a savage. His eyebrows, beard, and hair on his body were all growing hair. Fong Ping stared at his crotch for a while and could not help but laugh. "Who knows how long it will take? You eat everything." He did not continue talking about this. Qin Fengqing would not die anyway. Fong Ping said again, "This place doesn't seem to allow us to enter." Ironhead went in and was thrown out too. Could it be because he did not meet the requirements? Or is there another reason? The key is that both of you are actually not dead. That's strange. Fong Ping was confused. These two fellows did not die even after messing around. They were even thrown out alive. What was the reason for this? Li Hansong could actually go in. Ironhead can go in. Fong Ping said suddenly, "I can too." They all looked at him. Wang Jinyang seemed to have thought of something. He frowned slightly and said, "Don't try any more. It's too dangerous. You were thrown out just now. If you mess around again, you might be killed." Fong Ping could change his aura. Perhaps he could change into Li Hansong's aura and blend in. However, Li Hansong himself was thrown out. If he changed into Li Hansong's aura, it would probably not be any better. Thinking of this, Fong Ping hurriedly asked a few more questions. When he heard Li Hansong's judgment that this was either his house or Yao Qingjuan's house, Fong Ping was speechless. "I was just saying, did you take it seriously?" But then again, it was really possible. Now that Li Hansong was thrown out, did it mean that this was Yao Qingjuan's house? As for old Wang, he did not sense anything. It should have nothing to do with him. Fong Ping pondered for a moment and began to change his aura. This time, it was not Li Hansong's but Yao Qingjuan's. When he changed his aura, as long as he had seen it before, and was weaker than him, he could imitate it. After imitating Yao Qingjuan's aura, in the next moment, Fang Ping was about to try squeezing toward the boundary wall when Wang Jinyang suddenly growled, "Go!" Without another word, Fang Ping turned around and ran. He had just left his original spot when the boundary wall took the initiative to release a mentality attack to attack him. However, it was only an attack and dissipated quickly. It was not the kind of relentless attack that targeted the catacombs peak. Sensing this scene, Li Hansong said in a daze, "It's not old Yao's house. It seems like he's not on good terms with old Yao. He's been dead for so many years. He still remembers old Yao's enemy. It seems like he's purposely chasing people away. Yes, the kind that was purposely chasing people away. It was as if he did not welcome this fellow." Everyone was speechless. Could it be that this was the house of Yao Qingjuan's enemy? "He's my friend, old Yao's enemy. He's not familiar with old Wang," Li Hansong said with a headache. "Fang Ping, do you still remember these?" Fang Ping did not utter a word. Nonsense. What did he know? Ignoring him, Fang Ping shook his head and said, "Forget it. I can't go in. I'll go back and see if there are any other resurrected martial artists. I'll disguise my aura and try again next time." After he said this, the others did not have much of a reaction. Qin Fengqing waved his saber to cut off the threads of affection while saying faintly, "You said that disguising aura can only disguise bloodline descendants. Fang Ping, is old Yao also your grandson?" "Motherf asterisk cur, you're lying again. This bastard, is there any truth in his mouth?" Earlier, old Wang had also questioned him. Fang Ping's answer was not smooth. This time, with experience, Fang Ping said without hesitation, "Nonsense. Back then, they were all my subordinates. Before they died, in order to find them, I intercepted a part of their life origin. Of course, I can disguise them." Regardless of whether they believed him or not, Fang Ping said as he walked, "I can't go in this time. If I have the chance, I'll come again next time. Or I can go to other territories to try. It's time to go. The aura here is almost gone. If I don't leave now, I won't be able to leave anymore." Earlier in the Sky Palace, a powerful aura had erupted, scaring away those monsters. If they did not leave now, when these monsters came back to their senses, the aura here would also be washed away. Those few people would be in trouble. The others did not object, but Qin Fengqing still said regretfully, "I only ate a handful of soil. What a pity. Fortunately, I didn't encounter any danger this time. If there's a chance, I'll come again next time." Now that he said that, Fang Ping remembered. These two fellows could not conceal their aura. How did they cross the Forbidden Sea? He asked casually. When he found out, the two of them flew indirectly. Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang were speechless. They did not die. These two fellows' lives were not ordinary. At this moment, Fang Ping was also suspicious. Could it be that his previous guess was right? If the commotion was not big, they would be fine. After asking a few more questions, when he heard that Qin Fengqing had smashed rocks many times without any monsters attacking, Fang Ping felt that this was not because the commotion was not big. When the two of them came in, the energy tide erupted. Could this be the reason? Without thinking about this, Fang Ping prepared to leave. As for the territories, he would come again when his strength was stronger. The Sky Palace, the thing that threw people out, the absolute peak of death. There were too many secrets that could not be unraveled because of his strength. Why would humans appear in the catacombs so early? What was the relationship between Li Hansong's group and these territories? Why did the absolute peak ancestor die after entering here? Even Qin Fengqing, the fellow who followed them in, did not die. How could the Yang family's ancestor die? From the situation of these two people being thrown out, the thing inside did not seem to want to kill everyone. "I won't come back again," Fang Ping murmured. Beside him, Qin Fengqing, who was still growing hair, also said at the same time, eating a handful of soil had almost the same effect as a large amount of life essence. Did that not mean that after eating all the soil here, he would be rich? P.S. After thinking about it, I think it's better not to enter the territories now. I overturned some of the original content. These few chapters may have some contradictions. It's too early. The trip to the territories has ended here. Sorry. Chapter 5:15. Tributary of the Forbidden Sea. Following the eruption of the force in the inner boundary, the energy tide at the boundary wall also stopped. Seeing that Qin Fengqing and Li Hansong were about to fly over casually, Wang Jinyang and Fang Ping each kicked the two of them back. Qin Fengqing was trimming his hair, while saying angrily, "What are you doing now?" "I was flying well, and now I'm kicking people again." "Are you bullying me?" The four people here, except for him, were all rank 6 now. At this moment, Qin Fengqing was feeling inferior. After a trip to the bounded zone, he ended up eating dirt and did not get any benefits. He was already depressed. Now that he was kicked by Fang Ping, he could not help but be angry. Fang Ping ignored him. Wang Jinyang said helplessly, "Don't mess around." Previously, Rose City Lord brought a few high ranks to cross the river. In the end, a rank 8 and 2 rank 7s died. How is that possible? Before Qin Fengqing could finish his sentence, his face stiffened instantly. At this moment, Fang Ping was throwing stones. As soon as the stone was thrown, it shattered instantly. Fang Ping threw for a while more before the river's surface calmed down. However, this time, Fang Ping did not go there. He continued to walk downstream, saying as he walked, "Both of you are extraordinarily lucky to be able to come here alive. There are countless rank 9 monsters underwater. It might have something to do with the energy tide eruption, or else you would have been dead long ago." Wang Jinyang added, "There are space rifts in the sky. Don't fly too high. If a rank 9 is cut by the space rifts, they will die too. Be careful of the monsters from Wanyao Mountain." A rank 9 monster rushed over from Wanyao Mountain earlier. Be careful of the people from the restricted zone too. 3 rank 9s died in the restricted zone this time. Maybe the peerless powerhouses will come in person. Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang spoke one after another. Li Hansong and Qin Fengqing were stunned by their words. Was it that strange? Rank 9s were as many as dogs. Along the way, they did not even encounter a rank 8, much less a rank 9. Instead, they encountered a rank 7 monster that chased them until they fled. According to Fang Ping, these two fellows encountered a large group of rank 9s. At this moment, Li Hansong still could not forget the bounded zone. He also wanted to clarify these things, so he hurriedly asked about their experiences. After Wang Jinyang roughly explained the situation, Li Hansong was dumbfounded. These two fellows have encountered so many things. Furthermore, Lao Wang's door of life was also sealed. With this in mind, Li Hansong suddenly said, "Old Wang, this place isn't our home. Tell me, where is our home? If this is my friend's home, then you say that the domain in the east, or the domain of the 10 southern regions, is my home?" Wang Jinyang stopped in his tracks. Did Tai Tu really believe that they lived here? He even said the words, "my home." It could be seen that he believed it without a doubt. Wang Jinyang was speechless. Fang Ping grinned and said, "There's no rush. We'll find it sooner or later. 108 territories. We've only reached 1 territory. There are still 107 more." As he said that, Fang Ping frowned slightly and said, "Speaking of which, I'm afraid some of our old brothers' houses have been raided." Li Hansong hurriedly said, "Was it raided?" "Yes." Fang Ping nodded and said, "People from the restricted area or us humans, have entered the domain. I feel that they are quite familiar with these places. This domain in the Tian'an catacombs is probably one of the stricter ones. The power of the sealed boundary is very strong. Even the top powerhouses have a hard time breaking it. However, it may not be the same for other places. Otherwise, if we really don't know anything, everyone won't understand the domain so well. Didn't they say that they ate dirt babies? Jiang Chao, that guy who has never been to the domain, has some understanding of this. This kind of understanding, of course, comes from Suppressing Star City. I suspect that one of Suppressing Star City's top powerhouses has also entered the domain. It's not the Yang family's patriarch, but someone else. Right. Didn't you say that Commander Li has also entered the domain before? Therefore, it must be that someone's house was raided. Li Hansong was a little upset when he heard that. He gritted his teeth and said, "My home won't be raided too, will it?" As the two of them spoke, Wang Jinyang said with a slight headache, "Both of you don't talk about my home or your home. This topic is over. Right now, everything is unclear. The palace in this place stretches for thousands of miles. Are you sure it's someone's mansion?" He still did not quite believe it. Such a huge group of palaces that stretched for thousands of miles. What kind of concept was this? The domain was very long. The exact width was not clear, but even if it was only 1,000 meters wide, in reality, it could not be that wide. That would be too out of place. Perhaps even a 10,000 meters wide was not considered much. Calculating it this way, the domain's area was at least a few thousand square kilometers. Magic City, on the other hand, was only a few thousand square kilometers. A domain's size was comparable to Magic City's. This was a person's mansion? Wang Jinyang actually did not believe it. If this was true, then what kind of power and influence did those people have back then? He did not believe it. Li Hansong retorted, "Then why can I enter this place?" "You can't." Logically speaking, we're both resurrected ancient martial artists. If we live together, then if I can, you can too. Wang Jinyang was speechless. All right, Ironhead had completely fallen into his own fantasy. His perception had deviated. No matter what was said now, he would not believe it, except for Fang Ping. Even if Fang Ping's words were full of loopholes, as long as he poked him in the head, Ironhead would not care about these loopholes. Wang Jinyang was too lazy to continue. After walking for a while, he looked at Fang Ping and asked slightly uneasily, "There are so many people, can we cross?" Now, it was not just the two of them. There were 4 of them, plus the 4 living dead, so there were 8 of them. Fang Ping thought for a while and said, "How about this? I'll fly to the middle of the river later. Each of you will carry 1 person. After the 2 in front have crossed the river, the ones behind will cross." His system, aura concealing, increased by 10 times with 1 more person. If he carried the remaining 7 people together, that would be 100 billion per minute. Fang Ping's current total wealth did not even reach 100 billion. He would go bankrupt in less than a minute. Of course, with Li Mo, these 2 rank 8s, he could not conceal his aura. Fortunately, these 2 people were almost completely dead now. Before this, Fang Ping and Wang Jinyang both thought that they were completely dead. If it was not because the storage space could not be stored, Fang Ping would also think that they were dead. In this state, they were no different from dead people. Fang Ping felt that it did not matter if he did not conceal his aura. Since Fang Ping said so, everyone had no objections. Wang Jinyang brought his teacher. Li Hansong brought another rank 6 martial artist. And Qin Fengqing brought 2 skeletons and began to prepare to cross the river. Old Wang and Ironhead had no problems crossing the river. It was extremely smooth. When it came to Qin Fengqing, this fellow's hair continued to grow wildly halfway. He did not even have time to trim it, and his hair actually dragged into the water. When the hair fell into the water, there was movement in the water instantly. Fong Ping saw it and swung his saber over in time, cutting off his hair. After that, there was a ripple on the water surface, and the hair quickly disappeared on the water surface. This time, Qin Fengqing was so scared that his face turned green. He dared not make a sound, quickly flying to the other side of the river with the two skeletons. When Fong Ping flew over, Qin Fengqing was about to cry. He said gloomily, "What the hell is this soil? My hair is growing too fast." How would I know? Fong Ping was too lazy to say more. He frowned slightly and said, "Everyone, now we need to think about how to go back. There are too many people. I can't help everyone conceal their auras. In this case, we can't go through the land of the far west. The only way is to go through the edge of the Forbidden Sea." "Ironhead, did everything go smoothly when you came here?" Li Hansong said immediately. "It was quite dangerous. We encountered a rank 7 monster in the sea, and it even chased us for a while. However, we discovered the whereabouts of those people from Startown City. They were in front, and they took care of some dangerous places. We followed their route and arrived here. However, now that a few days have passed, even if the monsters in some places have been killed, it may not be safe." Beside him, Wang Jinyang was not as nervous as he was. He took out a token from his chest pocket. The word "subdue" was printed on it. He said, "This should be the token with the peerless aura that you deduced earlier, Fong Ping. I found this at the battle scene in the city. It might be useful." Fong Ping picked up the token and glanced at it. After a while, he shook his head and said, "It's better than nothing. It might be useful, but it should be ineffective against a rank 9. They probably used the small tree and the word suppress to cross the Forbidden Sea." At this moment, Fong Ping already knew how these high ranks crossed the river. With those things, the rank 9 monster would be sensitive and would not dare to attack them. Previously, he thought that the monsters under the water were stupid and would be scared off by a little aura. A rank 9 was a highly intelligent being. Now, it seemed that the other party was not stupid. Those two things were really enough to suppress and kill them. High-ranked monsters still had a sense of danger. The stronger they were, the more they could sense it. As he said that, Fong Ping said, "Then we'll go to the edge of the Forbidden Sea. I was planning to go back and blow up another city, but let's forget about it now. There will be another chance next time. This time, everyone has gained something. Old Wang and Ironhead have also reached rank 6. Maybe the 3 of us can try to break through to rank 7 when we go back." "Rank 7? That's still too early." When Li Hansong heard this, he was still very surprised. Fong Ping was very confident. He had already sealed a door, but he did not think about achieving rank 7 quickly. Fong Ping, on the other hand, dared to think about it. Fong Ping laughed. "That's not for sure." This time, everyone entered the catacombs together. Everyone knew his secret of disguising his aura, so there was nothing to hide. When they got out, they would try to seal the door together. If 3 rank 6 martial artists work together, their speed should be extremely fast, right? Even if Old Wang and Ironhead sealed 3 doors, they still had to think of ways to train their mentality. He did not need to. Fong Ping felt that he could seal 2 doors at most, and then he would be able to materialize his mentality. When the 3rd door was sealed, maybe he would directly enter rank 7 and become a Grandmaster level powerhouse. As they talked excitedly, Qin Fengqing continued to cut off his hair and said gloomily, "What about me?" "You." Fong Ping glanced at him and said with a faint smile, "I think the effect of this handful of soil is not bad. If you go back and hone it for a while, your meridians might be able to be reconstructed and enter upper stage rank 5. After a year or two, entering rank 6 before the age of 30 is not bad. Qin Fengqing was unhappy, but he did not say anything. Fang Ping ignored him and said cautiously, "Let's go. We have a lot of people. Be careful." As he spoke, Fang Ping took out a set of armor from the storage space and put it on himself. He also took one for Li Hansong and said, "Let's disguise ourselves as catacombs martial artists and escort them. It will save us some trouble." Everyone looked at Fang Ping. This guy had a lot of tricks. Not only that, Fang Ping also took out a blanket and wrapped the 2-rank 8 skeletons in it, so that the golden bones would not be seen by others and cause trouble. The rank 8 golden bones were also good stuff. If the catacombs martial artists saw them, they might also be tempted. However, Fang Ping and the rest did not know that there were not many high-ranked martial artists in the catacombs at this time. The Battle of Tianan City had killed and injured a large number of catacombs high ranks. The high ranks who entered the bounded domain were also all dead. When they entered the bounded domain, the battle in Tianan City was still ongoing. Today, in the 10 cities of Tianan catacombs, other than the standard mining area with a high rank guarding, there were almost no living rank 7 or 8 powerhouses. In just a few days, Tianan catacombs had entered the high ranks nirvana period. Just as Fang Ping and the rest were rushing in the direction of Tianan City, Nan Yunyue and the rest had just finished a big battle. 22 rank 9s in the catacombs, plus 3 in the restricted area, a total of 25 rank 9 powerhouses. Before Fang Ping and the rest entered the bounded domain, 5 people were killed in the bounded domain, including Rose King, the catacombs, and the restricted area. A total of 4 rank 9s died. The remaining 16 rank 9s were also in a mess. Rose guarded the dilapidated city, not going anywhere, not leaving either, just staying there. The 2 kings of Monster Feathers City had also retreated without any news. Nan Yunyue and the rest also realized that previously they had planned to kill Rose, but now they did not care about that fellow at all. That fellow did not participate in the battle at all. Even if a battle broke out at its doorstep, as long as it was not involved, no matter how fierce the battle between both sides was, it would not move. Killing a rank 9 also came with a price. Since the other party did not move, plus the city lord of Rose City, whose whereabouts were still unknown, Nan Yunyue gave up on the idea of killing Rose and turned her attention to the 12 rank 9s who had gathered together. As for the Rodent King, who left earlier, Nan Yunyue and the rest were now in a daze. Not long after the Rodent King returned, there was a riot in the far west. 3 great rank 9s of Wanyao Mountain rushed out, meeting the Rodent King, who had just returned. Both sides did not speak at all. Or rather, the few demon kings of Wanyao Mountain did not have the mood to care about the Rodent King at all. When they met the Rodent King, they wanted to kill him by force. The Rodent King could not restrain his anger. He wanted to ask about the situation, but the other party completely ignored him, beating him until his brains were splattered. Not only that, there were 2 more demon kings of Wanyao Mountain who went straight to Rose City, fighting with Rose, who had been silent all this time. They fought until the sky was dark and the earth was dark, with no thought of mercy. The paragon opposite Imperial Sea Mountain had spoken once, but the demon kings of Wanyao Mountain pretended not to hear it, and even some demon kings went to the Forbidden Sea to ask for help. In the Forbidden Sea, some monsters could not communicate, but some could. In the coastal area, there were some forbidden areas that also had communication with Wanyao Mountain. At this time, Wanyao Mountain did not trust King Pine at all, and did not dare to go to the Forbidden Sea Mountain to ask for help. Instead, they wanted to go through the Forbidden Sea, go to other areas, enter other small regions, enter other true kings' territories, and then go to the Forbidden Sea to ask for help. Rose King even said that the divine weapon made by the catacombs city master came from the Forbidden Sea Mountain, and Wanyao Mountain did not know if the demons in the Forbidden Sea knew. But no matter what, the area under King Pine's jurisdiction was problematic and dangerous. These demon kings were clear about this, taking advantage of the fact that King Pine was restrained by the true kings of the Land of Rebirth. They first killed King Pine's wings, and at the same time went to the Forbidden Sea Mountain to ask for help. This was also the Demon King's strategy. Therefore, the situation in the catacombs was a mess. Nan Yunue and the others surrounded the 12 rank 9s. On one hand, Wanyao Mountain was besieging Rose, and on the other hand, they were besieging the Rodent King. This was because the Rodent King was a king's territory at the edge of the far west, and both sides did not have a good relationship. Previously, because of the Forbidden Sea Mountain, both sides reached an agreement. But now, the people in the Forbidden Sea Mountain broke the agreement first, and the myriad Demon Mountain's demon kings did not care anymore. Revenge first. At this point, the chaos in the Tianan catacombs was beyond imagination. King Pine, who was opposite Imperial Sea Mountain, spoke a few times, but it did not work. This true king powerhouse also did not speak anymore. As for whether he was angry or indifferent, no one knew. The demons of each region could establish their own mountain gate and establish the Forbidden Sea Mountain. Naturally, they were not completely without foundation. There were true king demons in the Forbidden Sea Mountain, and there were quite a few of them. This was the root of the Forbidden Sea Mountain's existence. The group of myriad Demon Mountain's demon kings did not care. They caused such a big commotion, with the intention of luring the Forbidden Sea Mountain's true king out. Without the true kings stepping forward, the myriad Demon Mountain's demon kings were also worried that they would become the city lord's divine soldiers sooner or later. Everything they did now was to save themselves. The group of demon kings had even made up their minds that if they could not invite the demon clan true king this time, they would seek refuge in the Forbidden Land near the Forbidden Sea. At most, they would not return to land, and the true king would not dare to trespass the Forbidden Sea. And all of this, Nan Yunue and the others knew nothing. Even Li Jun from Imperial Sea Mountain did not know what was going on. The absolute peak would not enter the Tianan catacombs. This was agreed upon by both sides. Everything depended on the strength of both sides. In the Tianan catacombs, there were 25 catacombs rank 9s and 12 humans. They were already at a disadvantage. The humans' absolute peak bet on the 2 different hearts of Tianan. Unexpectedly, things developed 100 times more smoothly than expected. Unforeseen events, one after another. Until now, the combat strength of both sides was completely equal, 10 against 10. The catacombs had lost another 2 rank 9s. The 2 rank 9s from Monster Feather City were directly ignored. These 2 had made up their minds not to step forward. As long as they did not attack their lair, then they could do as they pleased. As for the humans, although 2 rank 9s were also seriously injured, they still had the strength to fight. Both sides actually went from 2 to 1 for the rank 9s. When they returned to the passageway again, Nan Yunue was both excited and confused. Looking into the distance, Rose City was still fighting. She could not help but ask, what are the myriad Demon Mountain's demon kings trying to do? Now, 5 of the myriad Demon Mountain's demon kings had made their move. 3 were besieging the Rodent King in the far west, while 2 were besieging the Rose Flower across several cities. This situation made everyone dumbfounded. Beside her, the heavily injured minister, Wang, smiled bitterly and said, "Could it be that there's a demon spy in Myriad Demon Mountain too?" This was a joke. The illusion came from Magic City Catacombs, Jiao. Everyone knew that there was a demon spy in 100 Beasts Forest during the turmoil in Magic City Catacombs. Now that there were also problems in Tian'an Catacombs' Forbidden Lands. Minister Wang could not help but crack a joke. Tian'an Catacombs' Forbidden Lands were not as numerous as Magic City's catacombs. However, Far West's myriad demon mountain was powerful and also a powerful force that could not be ignored. Previously, everyone was worried that the Forbidden Lands would also make a move. They did not expect that the Forbidden Lands would indeed make a move. However, they were not targeting them, but the catacombs cities. This was really surprising. Minister Wang was joking. On the other side, Wu Quishan, whose face was deathly pale, laughed and said, "It's hard to say. Do you guys think that there's a catacomb spy? I haven't seen the Rose City Lord. Maybe he went to the far west. If he shows his divine weapon in the far west, then everything now can be explained. Does the Rose City Lord have a divine weapon?" Everyone was puzzled. In Magic City, the Skygate City Lord had a divine weapon. Everyone knew this. However, no one knew whether these catacombs city lords had a divine weapon or not before they used it. The Rose City Lord had fought with them for a long time and did not show his divine weapon. It was hard to say whether he had won or not. Besides, the other party went to the far west to show his divine weapon. Could it be that he really wanted to be a catacomb? I don't know if he has won, but the possibility is not low. The average city lord may not have won, but the number one city lord who fought us head-on probably has won. But he doesn't have to go to the far west to use his divine weapon. Is he that stupid? Someone laughed. Why would he go to the far west to use his divine weapon? Was there something wrong with the Rose City Lord's brain? Nan Yunue suddenly said, "That's not necessarily true. Rose City has been destroyed. If the Rose City Lord wants to take the dead end that others have taken, it will be difficult. However, there is a chance in Tian'an Catacombs now." As soon as this was said, everyone reacted instantly. Some rank 7 and 8 did not quite understand, but the rank 9 more or less understood. Zhang Weiyu frowned and said, "You mean he went to the western bounded domain?" "The possibility is not small." Nan Yunue nodded and said, "There is hope to become the top there now. At this point, it may not be impossible for him to gamble on this opportunity. If that is the case, it is not surprising that he attacked in the far west and even exposed his divine weapon. Maybe he wants the restricted area's top demon race to hold back the catacombs' top human race, to buy him some time." Nan Yunue made some judgments. If the Rose City Lord really wanted to gamble on this opportunity, then he had to be careful of King Song sending people into the bounded domain to cause trouble for him. At this time, if he provoked the demons and King Song to war, then he would have time. This was not impossible. They talked for a while, and Nan Yunue said again, "Ignore them. This is also our chance. Since Rose City was destroyed, the situation has changed completely. If the Rose City Lord really lured out Thousand Demon Mountain, then the cause is also because of Rose City's destruction. The key to the battle lies in this. You guys say that the city's destruction was really done by Fong Ping and the others. If it is true, where are they now? It had been a few days. Rose City was not too far away. Logically speaking, if they were still alive, they should have returned after the royal city was destroyed. If they did not return for a few days, the chances of them coming back alive were very slim. The turning point of the catacombs war this time was the destruction of the royal city, which triggered a series of unforeseen events. As soon as Nan Yunue said this, the 3 MCMU grandmasters fell silent. It had been 3 days since the royal city was destroyed. No, it was almost dawn now. When the sky brightened, it would be the 4th day. In 4 days' time, if Fong Ping and the others were really at Rose City with their strength, they could walk back a few times. The CCMAU grandmasters also kept quiet. Li Hansong went with them. The situation was so chaotic. A few middle-ranked martial artists went and did not return. Who knew if they could come back? These few days, while everyone was fighting Wu Quishan, and the others also took the time to look around Rose City. But they found nothing. However, they did not really find nothing. In fact, they were now certain that Rose City was probably destroyed by Fang Ping and the others. In Rose City, Wu Quishan found some traces of a tunnel, digging tunnels in the catacombs. There were not many who were familiar with this. The catacombs' own people would not do this. This time, other than the grandmasters, only Fang Ping and the others came in. Obviously, it was those guys who dug it out. But where were they now? Wu Quishan and the others were still thinking. Nan Yunyue suddenly sighed softly. It's a pity that our injuries are also very serious, and we have consumed a lot of energy. Otherwise, with our peak combat strength, we can kill at least 3 to 5 of them 10 against 10, or even kill them all. With her and Zhang Weiyu's strength, they could at least hold back 4 rank 9s. Wu Quishan could also hold back a weak 1 at his peak. The remaining 8 rank 9s and 10s of rank 7s and rank 8s could probably kill all of them if they surrounded and killed 5 rank 9s. However, up until now, their vitality had been greatly depleted. On the other hand, on the catacombs side, other than the rose flower and the monster plant that was killed earlier, there were still 3 rank 9 monster plants left. Now that these rank 9 monster plants were facing a life and death situation, their life essence was open for the other rank 9s to use. Nan Yunyue and the others who had their vitality greatly depleted did not have the upper hand against these rank 9s who had recovered from their injuries. Instead, they seemed to be at a disadvantage. If they continued to fight like this, it would be hard to say who would win and who would lose. This time entering the catacombs, they had also brought a lot of recovery items, including life essence. However, the government did not store much. After so many years, it had actually been depleted. After a few battles, it had long been used up. If they did not want to lose too many rank 9s in this Tianan battle, perhaps it would come to an end soon. Even if the situation was extremely favorable to them now, there was no way to continue fighting. What a pity! It was not only Nan Yunyue who sighed. The other rank 9s also felt that it was a pity. They had the heart to kill the enemy, but they were powerless. If they really killed these rank 9s, Sino Nation's 23 catacombs and Tianan catacombs would be completely pacified. Without the high-ranked catacombs, would they still be a threat? On the contrary, without the high-ranked catacombs, they would only become the humans' main training camp. When that time came, this place could even become the main battlefield for middle and low-ranked martial artists. It would no longer be the current situation where middle and low-ranked martial artists were like cannon fodder in various catacombs. Now, the situation was chaotic. In various catacombs, middle-ranked martial artists even found it difficult to walk out of the city. The opportunities to obtain training were getting fewer and fewer. If this went on for a long time, human middle and low-ranked martial artists would not have the opportunity to gain experience. Could it be that they could really rely on hard cultivation to become high-ranked? Chapter 5:16. The night passed quickly. Dawn came. It was already April 30th, the 5th day since everyone entered the catacombs. After 5 days and countless battles, even the 2 top-notch powerhouses, Nan Yunyue and Zhang Weiyu, were exhausted and heavily injured. Looking into the distance, at the city behind Rose City, there were still 10 rank 9s gathered there. As for rank 7 and 8 martial artists, there were not as many as rank 9s, only 7 or 8. Nan Yunyue recovered slightly from her injuries. Her gaze was firm. Everyone, now that things have come to this, even if 1 or 2 of us fall, We must kill a few more rank 9s to achieve our goal. There were still 10 cities in the catacombs. They were not considered forbidden lands now. There were 13 rank 9s alive. They must kill at least 3 more, including Roseflower. This way, in order to defend those giant mines, Tianan catacombs would not see any rank 9s in action in the future. Although they could not completely pacify Tianan, at least they could defend Tianan catacombs without the presence of rank 9s. Having said that, Nan Yunhue suddenly looked at Wu Quishan. After struggling for a moment, she said, "Vice-Chancellor Wu, how about you and Vice-Chancellor Bai team up and stop a rank 9?" Vice-Chancellor Bai was CCMAU's Vice-Chancellor. He was also a peak rank 8 powerhouse. However, both of them were severely injured now. Facing a rank 9 who was still in good condition, both of them might fall in this fight, and the probability was very high. Wu Quishan nodded slightly. Next to him, a white-haired old man also nodded. Now that things had come to this, they could only go all out. They could not kill rank 9s, but rank 9s could. That was why they kept one rank 9 occupied. The other rank 9 powerhouse could go and kill other catacombs rank 9s. Beside them, Lu Fengru's eyes were red. After struggling for a moment, she said reluctantly, "He has already killed 3 rank 8s and stopped rank 9s several times. You still want him to die? This was suicide." Wu Quishan had used up all his imperishable substances since the start of the fight. If he fought a rank 9 again, he would definitely die. Wu Quishan shouted softly, "Shut up!" Then he looked at Nan Yunhue and smiled. "Don't worry. Old Bai and I will do our best. We won't let the other party leave our battlefield." CCMAU's old vice-chancellor also said softly, "It's worth it to kill a few more rank 9s. A few rank 7s and 8s died in exchange for half of Tianan's catacombs being leveled. It was indeed worth it. Moreover, both he and Wu Quishan's imperishable substance had been used up. Their path to rank 9 might have already been severed. He was not the only one. Many of the rank 8 powerhouses present felt the same way. A rank 8 powerhouse was very strong, but also very weak. The imperishable substance was the foundation of their strength. The strength of the golden body was closely related to the imperishable substance. The rapid recovery of his injuries and the endurance of his battle prowess were also related to the imperishable substance. Even after being seriously injured and on the verge of death, he was still able to maintain his powerful battle prowess. But its weakness was also very obvious. His imperishable substance had been used up, and his foundation had been damaged. The road ahead was practically cut off. Both vice-chancellors of famous schools were prepared to stall a rank 9 with the determination to die. This made everyone present uncomfortable. At this point in the battle, the rank 7 martial artists were almost powerless to fight anymore. Rank 9 martial artists had their own missions. Only a few rank 8 martial artists working together could stall a rank 9. Wu Quishan and Vice-Chancellor Bai were currently the strongest among the remaining rank 8s. They could only rely on them. Beside them, Chen Yaoding took a light breath and smiled. "Count me in. It shouldn't be a problem for the 3 of us to stall the other party." Old Chen Yaoding's current injuries were extremely serious, but he was still smiling. "Why? Are the 2 of you looking down on me?" On the other side, Minister Wang, who was even more seriously injured, suddenly spat. He gritted his teeth and said, "Our martial arts university's 3 vice-chancellors are going. As the leader, I'll bring you guys along. You can forget about it." Wu Quishan found it funny. "It's a good thing that you don't add to our troubles when you go." Minister Wang was really miserable. His strength was not as good as Wu Quishan and Vice-Chancellor Bai's. His previous injuries were already extremely serious, and now he was hanging on by a thread. He might not be any better than Li Mo and the rest. Li Mo and the other became skeletons because they could not recover in the bounded domain. In reality, their injuries might not even be as serious as these few now. The deathly stillness in the later stages was also caused by their mentality falling into a semi-dormant state. As the few rank 8s discussed, the rank 9 powerhouses were also discussing in low voices which powerhouses to kill this time. It was best to kill one person in each city. This way, the remaining rank 9 would go back to defend the city and not come out. Previously, everyone had always been executing this strategy. As for killing 2 rank 9s in a city, if they really killed 2 rank 9s, maybe a rank 9 from the restricted zone would come and take advantage of it. However, if they only killed one person, if the rank 9 from the restricted zone wanted to take advantage of it, it would have to depend on whether the remaining rank 9 agreed or not. Not everyone could own the royal city's giant mine. These guardian monster plants and beasts, as well as these city lords, had actually fought for it and schemed, including the support of their backers, before they became city lords. This even included reaching a consensus with the Guardian clan. If powerhouses took a fancy to it, or if the top came to ask for it, where would he get a storage ring for them? After packing everything, Fong Ping glanced at everyone and said with a smile, "Let's go. When we go back this time, I guarantee that everyone will be shocked." Tianan City. Everyone had also discussed their strategy and decided on their opponents. Lu Fengru looked at Wu Quishan, her eyes red. She wanted to speak a few times, but she did not know how to say it. Because of what happened to her daughter, she hated Wu Quishan for many years. However, when Wu Quishan exposed his divine weapon in the Magic City catacombs and even spread the news that he once passed through Skygate City as a rank 8, the hatred in the past had long dissipated. It was not that he did not care about his daughter's death. He just did not say it, and did it quietly. It was not easy to bury the hatchet, but now Wu Quishan went to fight a rank 9 with a seriously injured body. Could he still come back alive? Her father was missing, her daughter was dead, and even her husband was ready to die. Why did it turn out like this? Lu Fengru wanted to cry, but she could not. She did not want to cry in front of everyone either. Ever since the death of her daughter, she had never cried again in her life. Wu Quishan glanced at his wife and chuckled. In this life, the first half of my life was carefree, and the second half was sullen. I'm old now. It's time for me to shine. Before his daughter died, Wu Quishan, lived a carefree life. He entered rank 7 early and became a grandmaster powerhouse that everyone admired. His wife was also a powerhouse, and he had a grandmaster father-in-law. Everyone envied his happy family. At that time, there were only 3 grandmasters in MCMAU. Huang Jing had not become a grandmaster yet. The old vice-chancellor had always favored him. He had said long ago that he would take over MCMAU. Becoming the vice-chancellor of one of the big 2 was also an extremely high position. In those years, Wu Quishan really felt that he was living a comfortable life. Even if the threat of the catacombs was still there, he did not feel too much pressure. However, everything changed after that trip to the catacombs. In the next 10 years, he did not live a happy life. Today, he had killed 3 rank 8s and resisted a rank 9. Perhaps this was the most glorious moment of his life. The only regret was that he could not avenge his daughter and left his wife alone. Live well. Wu Quishan hugged Lu Fengru lightly and said softly, "Live well, don't make me worry." Quishan, Lu Fengru's eyes were bloodshot. After a long time, she said, "I'm sorry. Do we still need to say these things between husband and wife? Wu Quishan smiled and was about to kiss her forehead at this moment. Nan Yunyue suddenly raised her eyebrows and said, "Wait." Everyone who was about to leave stopped in their tracks. Wu Quishan could not kiss her. He turned his head and glanced at Nan Yunyue. "I'm saying goodbye to my wife. Can you not interrupt the atmosphere?" Nan Yunyue was the first to notice the problem. Zhang Weiyu quickly looked toward the Forbidden Sea in the south and asked curiously, Why did they come back from there? Why did these guys come back from the Forbidden Sea area in the west? As soon as he said that, Zhang Weiyu suddenly shook his head. Rank 9 powerhouses all started shaking their heads. Nan Yunyue also rubbed her temples and said uncertainly that is rank 9. Rose King's corpse was brought out. A complete rank 9. Even if dead, some characteristics still existed. Not to mention, because of life essence, Rose King's body still had a lot of energy sealed in it. Even if Fong Ping made a hole in it, it healed quickly afterward. A rank 9 corpse like this, and it was so close, it did not feel much different from a living person. When Nan Yunyue said this, Zhang Weiyu said nervously, "Is this alive or dead?" A living rank 9 was captured by a few middle ranks. What a joke. If he died, that would be even more confusing. These guys, where did they get a rank 9 corpse? I think it's dead. Nan Yunyue was not too sure. Not dead. This energy fluctuation did not seem like a human martial artist. Could it be that this rank 9 had gone crazy, or was he running toward them? The key was that this energy fluctuation was a little familiar. In the next moment, both of them looked at each other. Rose City Lord. These 2 rank 9s were the first to realize that something was wrong. Soon, the other rank 9s also realized that something was wrong. Then Wu Quishan and the others also felt the problem. Wu Quishan said in a daze, "Fong Ping and the others, what's going on?" Not long after, everyone saw Fong Ping and the others in the distance. And from afar, Fong Ping roared. MCMAU Fong Ping, leading martial arts university students, killed 4 rank 9s. Countless high ranks destroyed a royal city to celebrate humanity. At this moment, everyone only had one thought. Motherf asterisk cur, would it kill you not to brag? There were close to 100 grandmasters here, and there were even a lot of rank 9s. You, a Motherf asterisk king rank 6, bragged in front of so many of us. Aren't you afraid of being beaten to death? However, wait until they saw the things they were carrying. Some grandmasters opened their mouths wide. Who was that? Rose City Lord, and 2 rank 7 demon corpses. Furthermore, they were carrying so many bags of all sizes. Just how many things had these few brats robbed? Robbing was not the problem. The problem was that they actually brought it back. After all, in the catacombs, bringing things back was the biggest difficulty. They were still in shock when Fong Ping and the others had already rushed over. From afar, Fong Ping threw the Rose King's corpse far away. There was a rumble. The heavy corpse, like a living person, sat cross-legged in front of everyone. A few rank 7 grandmasters subconsciously took a few steps back. Then their faces flushed red. Motherf asterisk cur, so embarrassing. They were actually scared. This was not the end. After throwing the Rose King's corpse, Fong Ping also threw Tai Mu's skeleton. Everyone's pupils shrank. Another rank 9. After that, Fong Ping threw the 2 rank 8 skeletons, a few rank 7 corpses, including the one he had killed. Finally, without waiting for everyone to ask, Fong Ping took out Yang Daohong's skeleton from his back, sighing, "Grandmaster Yang Daohong has fallen in the bounded domain. This student is incompetent, unable to save High Grandmaster Yang. only able to save 2 rank 8 grandmasters, who were also severely injured. Bounded domain. High Grandmaster Yang has fallen. This time, even Nan Yunyue and the others were stunned. They were not surprised that Yang Daohong had fallen, but that the people of Polaris City were prepared to die before they entered the catacombs. Everyone was prepared for this. Nan Yunyue was even more shocked. Where did these little bastards say they went? Bounded domain, traversing half of the catacombs. A few middle-ranked martial artists went to the bounded domain, where even the top powerhouses would fall. Most importantly, a few of them came back alive. They brought back the corpses of 2 catacombs rank. 9 brought back Yang Daohong's remains, and even brought back countless spoils of war. Were these guys joking, or were their eyes playing tricks on them? At this moment, no one made a sound. They did not know what to ask. Beside them, Minister Wang murmured, "The life essence is really going to fall." Before he finished speaking, Nan Yunyue, Zhang Weiyu, and the other rank 9s suddenly set their sights on the big bottle that Fong Ping was carrying on his back. At this moment, Nan Yunyue's eyes were like sharp swords, shining brilliantly. That was really emitting golden light. This was not a joke. But very soon, Nan Yunyue withdrew her gaze, looking at Yang Daohong's corpse, her gaze slightly complicated, sighing softly. The Yang family still failed? Yang Daohong had fallen. The remains of the top powerhouse could not be retrieved. Compared to Yang Daohong's fall, this matter was more serious. Once a restricted area powerhouse. Thinking of this, Nan Yunyue suddenly looked at Tai Mu's corpse. Was the restricted area powerhouse still alive? At this moment, Nan Yunyue was somewhat unable to suppress the impulse. There were too many doubts, so much so that even a top-rank 9 powerhouse like her wanted to grab Fong Ping and start asking questions. As for Yang Daohong in the catacombs, dying in battle was the norm. As for how to settle him, arrangements would naturally be made after the war was over. Not only Nan Yunyue, at this moment, almost 100 grandmasters were staring at the few people in front of them. What exactly happened? How was Royal City bombed? Where did these rank 9 corpses come from? Chapter 5:17. Being stared at by nearly 100 grandmasters, Fong Ping coughed softly, preparing to gather his thoughts. At this moment, the grandmaster's eyes sharpened. Cut the crap and get straight to the point. Forget it. He would not wait any longer. Nan Yunyue could not stay calm anymore. She asked directly, "Rose City, did you blow it up?" Fong Ping's expression was solemn. He said immediately, "It was a student." In order to blow up Rose City, a student almost died in Rose City. In the end, the heavens did not destroy us humans, and we survived. Get straight to the point. Ahem, it's like this. After we left this place that day, we went to Moon Laurel City in order to look for Teacher Zhang and the surviving human warriors. After we destroyed Moon Laurel City, we received news that some human warriors were imprisoned in Rose City. Fong Ping began to talk tirelessly, describing how dangerous it was. I used a trick to lure the giant horned beast in Half Moon Lake to attack the city, then sneaked into the Royal City's giant mine, killing many rank 6 martial artists, including peak martial artists. In the end, I took the tens of billions of high-ranked energy stones that I had accumulated and self-detonated my mentality, detonating the giant mine. Seeing that none of the grandmasters said anything, Fong Ping repeated, "This time, I used up tens of billions of high-ranked energy stones, and even half of my golden body was destroyed." Wu Quishan coughed softly and said, "Go on, we got it. The credit for blowing up the royal city will not go to you." Fong Ping grinned at old Wu. They were family, after all. These tens of billions had to be compensated to him. Nan Yunyue and the rest looked unfriendly. Was this the time to care about this? Fong Ping did not continue the topic of tens of billions. He continued, "Then Rose City Lord and the others returned. In a fit of rage, Rose City Lord led the remaining high-ranked martial artists and chased me all the way to the bounded domain. Wait." Nan Yunue was confused. "They chased you all the way to the bounded domain," Fong Ping said without batting an eyelid. "Yes, at that time, we were going to Iris City to blow up another royal city. I don't know how we were discovered by the Rose City Lord, so we ran in the direction of the bounded domain. Midway, we lured a high-ranked beast to attack the last royal city in the far west." Nan Yunue was stunned. Li Daong couldn't help but ask, "Teeth City?" "That's right. He lured a few high-ranked demonic beasts to attack the city, and then lured the Rose City Lord into a fight with the demonic clan, drawing out the rank 9 demonic beasts of the Myriad Demon Mountain. After that, Rose City Lord fought with the other party and revealed her divine weapon. The demonic beasts of the Myriad Demon Mountain left angrily. I think something will happen." Everyone was stunned once again. Was this the reason why the Wanyao Mountain, Na City, and Rose Flower were at war? If that was the case, in this battle, Fong Ping had restrained many rank 9s, 2 from Rose City, 1 from Tooth City, and 2 who were killed by them when Royal City was bombed. This could be considered Fong Ping's credit. That was to say, these middle levels had pinned down 5 level 9 experts this time. It was not only about the 5 rank 9s, but also the beasts in the Forbidden Land. At this moment, everyone wanted to shout, "Nonsense!" But when he thought about the series of events that had happened before, it was all true. Royal City had been bombed, and the Rose City Lord had disappeared. Now she was dead. The Tooth City was indeed rioting. The Myriad Demon Mountain had indeed made a move, connecting Fong Ping's words together. There was no problem with the logic. All the doubts had been explained. However, these fellows were only in the middle ranks. How did they escape the rank 9's pursuit and cause so much trouble? A large group of grandmasters was currently in a daze. Zhang Weiyu hid his urge to gulp and said in a muffled voice, "Continue. What happened after that?" After that, I went to the bounded domain. The Rose City Lord chased after me all the way. Along the way, the people he brought with him were all killed. When I reached the bounded domain, I realized that there were actually 3 rank 9s in the Forbidden Land. Then, I lured both sides into a chaotic battle. The Rose City Lord and the people from the Forbidden Land had a great battle. Of course, the people from Star Town were there too. It was a 3-way battle. In the chaotic battle, the Rose City Lord played dead, then resurrected and killed Tai Mu. It's this skeleton that I brought back. High Grandmaster Yang was also killed by the Rose City Lord at that time. After that, there was still a rank 7 martial artist alive in the bounded domain. He ambushed the Rose City Lord. In the end, I ambushed the rank 7 and killed him. That's all. Everyone began to shake their heads. Mother asterisk cur. Why did it feel like they were listening to a heavenly book? Nan Yunue took a deep breath and said, "You can actually escape the rank 9's pursuit. You can hide your aura. What about Li Hansong and the others?" They walked to the edge of the Forbidden Sea. I lured the Rose City Lord away alone. This time, Fong Ping did not claim credit. This was what everyone had agreed on beforehand, to not expose some of his secrets. They walked to the edge of the Forbidden Sea and went to the bounded domain. They didn't die. Someone could not help but whisper, "These kids, how tough were their lives?" Fong Ping was chased by a rank 9. He did not die. He even schemed against these people and became the final winner. The other 3 people walked to the bounded domain from the Forbidden Sea and actually did not die. One had to know that even a rank 9 powerhouse would be in grave danger if they went there. Yang Daohong could go there safely this time because the rank nines had gathered here. Otherwise, Yang Daohong could forget about passing through the thousands of miles of catacombs easily. And now, these people had done it. What was even more awesome was that they were all alive. Not only were they alive, but these spoils of war, the harvest was so huge that everyone was shocked. And this was only what they saw. There were many things that these people did not see. Nan Yunhua sorted out her thoughts and murmured, "In other words, in the end, not only did you bring back Li Mo and Wang Jinyang, but you also rescued the captive. Wang Jinyang's instructor rescued everyone from the hands of many rank nines?" Nan Yunhua felt that this was the biggest joke she had ever heard in her life. If Fang Ping was a peerless powerhouse, she would believe it. But this kid was only a rank 6. Fang Ping said with a serious face, "Yes, but this time I also suffered a heavy loss. Not only did I blow up tens of billions of energy stones in order to restore my half-golden body, I used up tens of billions of life essence. Mayor Nan, although I know that the government is in a difficult situation, and I can forget about the credit, but this time the loss. Do you think the government can compensate me a little?" Nan Yunhua said nothing. Zhang Weiyu said nothing. Minister Wang could not help but ask in a sharp voice, "How much life essence did you use to restore your half-golden body? More than 4 caddies. Doesn't the government charge 10 million per gram? More than 20 billion? More than 4 caddies." Minister Wang rushed out suddenly with his crippled body. He grabbed Fang Ping and roared, "You, a rank 6, in order to restore your flesh, you spent more than 4 caddies of life essence. Look for me. No, look for a rank 8. Rank 9 is fine too. I can even use imperishable substances to restore your body. You, kid, spent more than 4 caddies of life essence to restore your half-golden body." He was about to explode. He was not the only one who was about to explode. Everyone else was about to explode too. Even Nan Yunhua felt a little inferior. Mother asterisk her, she had entered the catacombs and fought with rank 9s countless times. She was beaten until her flesh and blood flew everywhere. She had spent less than 500 grams of life essence in total. She could not help it. She was too poor. When they entered the Tian'an catacombs, this time, they took away almost half of the government's reserves, about 10 caddies or so. However, the few rank 9s were all-consuming. Rank 8s and rank 7s would also need to consume a little when their lives were in danger. Even if they could not recover completely, at least they would not die immediately. With so many people using it, only she and Zhang Weiyu were strong and needed them. That was why both of them used so much. What about Fang Ping? He was a rank 6 martial artist. He was not even dead yet he actually spent 4 to 5 caddies of life essence to restore his body? How extravagant! How wasteful! Being stared at by everyone, Fang Ping said dryly that this is my spoil of war. I'm injured. It's okay to use a little, right? A little. Nan Yunhua did not want to talk nonsense. She went straight to the point. "How much do you have left?" Fang Ping felt a little uncomfortable under her scorching gaze. He glanced at Wu Quishan. Wu Quishan licked his dry lips and said, "How much left?" "Not much." Fang Ping picked up the big bottle beside him and said softly, "Just 40 caddies, less than 50 caddies." Caddies? Beside him, the rank 9 Li Daong looked like he was crying and laughing at the same time. He glanced at the dazed Minister Wang. Yes, he really did not know shit. His rank 9 status was wasted. When people used life essence, it was really measured in caddies. Just 40 caddies. Listening to him, I thought it was 40 caddies. Even if it was 40 caddies, that was still a lot. Okay, This rank 6 martial artist in front of them told them that he held back a large number of rank 9s, blew up the royal city, wiped out the rank 9 in the Forbidden Zone, and did not let the other party take away the Paragon's remains. If that was the case, the purpose of the Tian'an Catacombs mission this time was almost completed, and the one who completed all these missions was not them, but this kid? How ironic! How sad! The rank 9 powerhouses looked at each other. After a while, Nan Yunyue did not care about this anymore. She looked at the bottle in Fang Ping's hand and said with a slightly wavering tone, "Fang Ping, these life essences." Fang Ping did not wait for her to finish. He immediately said, "Minister, I snatched this by risking my life." Of course, Fang Ping, am not the kind of person who does not care about the big picture. Although I almost died many times since I brought it back, if everyone needs it, then I will definitely support it. In this way, the official price is 10 million per gram, and there is still a price but no supply. Martial artists, after all, no one can be that selfless. I'll give everyone a discount, 8 million per gram, selling 20 caddies to the public. As for the money, it's okay. I trust all the grandmasters. It won't be too late to give it to me after we get out of the catacombs. Even if you don't give it, write an IOU. I don't mind if I don't want it. The main thing is to keep it as a souvenir. Everyone was stunned. This kid actually started a business? Many people had not reacted yet. Minister Wang said quickly, "I'll buy 4 caddies, 2 kilograms, 16 billion. Write an IOU. Shameless." Many people cursed in their hearts. This guy was really shameless. Without waiting for the others to speak, Nan Yunyue said quickly, "No, the life essences need to be used together. Everyone knows what I mean. Right now, we need this urgently." As for the money, Nan Yunyue looked at Fang Ping and said, 20 caddies is not enough. At least 30 caddies. According to what you said, 120 billion. Of course, it's not that the government can't afford this amount of money, but at this point, it's useless. Fang Ping, we can use divine weapons. Before she finished speaking, Fang Ping casually threw a few divine weapons on the ground. He chuckled and said, "Rank 9 divine weapon longsword. Rank 8 divine weapon broadsword. Rank 7 axe. Other than the longsword, everyone can buy the rest if you want. Of course, I'm not collecting money now. Whoever wants." He was still talking when Lu Fengru stepped forward and picked up the 3 divine weapons without a word. Then she retreated. Fang Ping was stunned. "Oh my God, you're robbing me? You're robbing my divine weapons in front of so many people?" Nan Yunyue and the others did not say a word. Divine weapons. He had a complete set of rank 7, 8, and 9. Some rank 9 grandmasters wanted to take back the divine weapons in their hands. Embarrassing to embarrassing. Some of them used rank 8 divine weapons. Some used rank 7 divine weapons. Everyone looked at Fang Ping with sharp eyes. They really wanted to rob him and be done with it. However, there were nearly 100 grandmasters here. It was better not to think about it. If everything this kid said was confirmed, he would be the biggest contributor to the Tian'an Catacombs. Robbing Fang Ping would be a big deal. But they really wanted to rob him. Nan Yunyue took a deep breath and said, "Then we'll write an IOU first. We'll talk about your request after we leave the catacombs. Fang Ping, what do you think?" "No problem." Fang Ping agreed readily. Nan Yunyue and the others also breathed a sigh of relief. To be honest, everyone was in urgent need of life essence now. Logically, they could just expropriate Fang Ping's. However, if they really did that, the hearts of the grandmasters present would probably turn cold. Everyone contributed when they needed to and died when they needed to. However, If even their own things could be forcefully expropriated, then what was the point of everything they did? Therefore, even if these people could crush Fong Ping to death with a snap of their fingers, no one dared to rob him. If Fong Ping did not agree, then there would be trouble this time. Fortunately, this kid knew what was good for him. Just as Nan Yunyue was thinking, Fong Ping said with a smile, 30 caddies of life essence, 120 billion. Mayor Nan, Guardian Zhang, you guys represent the government. Logically, I shouldn't be so snobbish. After all, it's all for the sake of humanity. But, can you guys take a look and sign this? Is it appropriate? Having said that, Fong Ping fished out a pen and paper that he had prepared earlier from his chest and scribbled a few strokes. If he did not write an IOU, he was afraid that his wealth would not be counted. Until now, the system had not calculated his wealth. Fong Ping did not know what was going on. Was it not safe enough now? No matter what, he had to put the bill first. Otherwise, he would cry himself to death if it was gone. As for giving the life essence to the government, he had actually prepared it. As soon as he saw these grandmasters' tattered clothes, and their guts were in tatters, Fong Ping knew that he would have to spend the life essence this time. Under the current situation, he had no choice but to give it. Nan Yunyue and the others might not rob him, but Wu Quishan was here. No matter what, he would make Fong Ping hand it over. If Fong Ping really did not have it, then so be it. If he had it, then he would not take it out. Theoretically, the many grandmasters who had died in battle had nothing to do with Fong Ping. However, everyone had their own selfish motives. They would probably hate Fong Ping to death later. If he was hated by so many grandmasters, Fong Ping would not be able to survive in Sino Nation anymore. Nan Yunyue was also straightforward. Without another word, she signed on the IOU. Zhang Weiyu and Li Daong also signed at the same time. The 3-rank 9 grandmasters represented the government's action this time. 120 billion to buy Fong Ping's 30 caddies of life essence was worth it. As for the payment, the government could afford it. This thing could not be bought with money, but the possibility of the final transaction using money was not high. Of course, Fong Ping did not lack things like divine weapons and energy stones. As for what the final transaction would be, Nan Yunyue and the others did not care. It had nothing to do with them. Let the central government worry about it. Fong Ping put away the IOU happily and said, "Then the divine weapon," Lu Fengru said sinisterly, "it's not for sale." A rank 9 divine weapon longsword. She was very tempted, but she knew that this little bastard had probably prepared it for Li Changsheng. A rank 8 broadsword. Lu Fengru felt that she could replace her rank 7 broadsword. As for Fong Ping, she could not use it anyway. She could just keep borrowing it. There was no need to worry when there were too many debts. Speaking of divine weapons, Nan Yunyue thought for a while and said, "How about lending these 3 divine weapons to us first? They are not consumables. When the war is over, we will return them." Fong Ping nodded and said, "No problem." As he said that, Fong Ping took out Yang Daohong's divine weapon and said, "This is High Grandmaster Yang's divine weapon. Let's let Chief Nen handle it. This time, we can only bring these back." Nen Yunyue took Yang Daohong's divine weapon sighed softly and said nothing more. The next moment, she looked at Lu Fengru. This time, Lu Fengru did not waste any time and threw a few divine weapons to Nan Yunyue. Although the divine weapons were not condensed by herself, in addition to the fact that she had just gotten them, they were not very suitable. However, with the divine weapons in hand, her combat strength would more or less increase. Moreover, 2-rank 9 divine weapons would be extremely effective if they were given to the remaining rank 8 martial artists. After getting the divine weapons and life essence, Nan Yunhua did not ask in detail. It was not too late to ask later. The most important thing now was to restore combat strength. 30 caddies of life essence was more than what they brought. It was even comparable to the government's entire reserve. All rank 9s have priority to use it. Restore combat strength. Nan Yunhua said. The few rank 9s looked at Fang Ping impatiently. Seeing that, Fang Ping walked to Qin Fengqing's side and rummaged through the big bag he was carrying. He found many small bottles and began to distribute the life essence. Seeing that, Qin Fengqing said in a low voice, 100 million per bottle. Fang Ping curled his lips and said indifferently, ask Chief Nan and the rest for it. It's not for me to use. Qin Fengqing shut up instantly. Damn, I dare not. Fang Ping quickly distributed about 30 caddies of life essence. Martial artists were still confident in weighing. These life essences were quickly distributed by Nan Yunhua to the rank 9 powerhouses. 10 rank 9s, all of them were injured. 30 caddies might not be enough to restore all combat strength, but it was almost enough. As for the other rank 7 and 8, there was no need to rush to restore at the moment. However, it was still good for peak rank 8 Wu Quishan to recover some of his injuries. Just as Nan Yunhua was about to give some to Wu Quishan, she suddenly glanced at Fang Ping. That kid still had more than 10 caddies in his hands. Giving some to your vice-chancellor should not be a problem, right? Save as much as you can. Nan Yunhua thought so, and did not say anything for a while. It was not a matter of money to give to Wu Quishan. The kid still had a lot of it in his hands, and they did not have enough now. Moreover, Wu Quishan's injuries were extremely serious. He could not recover even if he had less. While Nan Yunhua was still thinking, those rank 7 and 8 grandmasters were staring at Fang Ping with envy. Minister Wang deliberately revealed his broken body. The last time he went to MCMAU, that kid Qin Fengqing did this too. Fang Ping should at least give him a token, right? Last time you were in Sun City, kid, I provided you with imperishable substances. Qin Fengqing, that kid did the same too. Fang Ping did not look at him. Minister Wang waited for a while. He walked up to Wu Quishan. Fang Ping circled Wu Quishan and looked at him. After a while, he said, Vice-Chancellor, your injuries are extremely serious. Wu Quishan did not speak. Lu Fengru gritted her teeth and said, very serious. At least more than 10 caddies of life essence. Fang Ping let out a sigh. His injuries were really serious. I have about 15 caddies left. Vice-Chancellor, I'll sell you 13 caddies. Friendship price. Just give me 50 billion. Of course, you don't have money, right? And I owe you. Before Wu Quishan could speak, Minister Wang said, I don't want that much. Give me the rest. I'll write an IOU too. Fang Ping ignored him directly. He said, Instructor, you and Instructor Tang's injuries are not light either. Oh, Old Chin too. There's only one caddy left. Is it enough for the 3 of you? How about this? Each of you write an IOU of 2 billion. Friendship price. Lu Fengru looked at him with a black face. You want me to write an IOU for you? Fang Ping looked innocent. He had no choice. The system did not settle the bill for him. If he did not write an IOU, what would he do if he lost it later? This bottle was exchanged for an IOU of 176 billion. That was more than what the system had given him. If the IOU was not calculated later, he would go and collect the debt himself. At least he had proof. Wu Quishan glanced at him and smiled. Are you sure you want to lend me so much life essence? You have to know that you can get these things. You don't always have this kind of opportunity. Fang Ping said softly, It's okay. There are many of these things. I'll go out later. Maybe I can get a few more caddies back. Now, they were all used up. They were used up faster than he had expected. When he returned, he might have to take out another bottle. Old Wu did not say a word when he heard him talking about life essence, as if it was mineral water. When Fong Ping handed over the IOU, old Wu did not waste any time and signed it. Lu Fengru glared at him with a black face. When she saw that Fong Ping really wanted her to sign, she was furious. He was his instructor. Could he not sign it for 2 billion? Tang Feng, on the other hand, was straightforward. He signed it. If he did not sign it, there would be a pack of wolves waiting at the side. Chun Yaoding was also very straightforward. In reality, there were only 3 of them. The 2 rank 7s were fine. He probably could not recover, but it was better than now. Soon, Fong Ping wrote the 176 billion IOU. The life essence was used up. Minister Wang and the others watched with bitter expressions on their faces. When the old vice-chancellor of CCMAU looked at Li Hansong, he looked sad. Look at the MCMAU students. Wu Quishan, that poor bastard, where did he get the 50 billion to pay back the money? Was this not a student's gift to the vice-chancellor? Li Hansong, this kid, also went for a stroll. They came back with divine weapons and life essence. This kid, didn't get anything at all? There was a lot of it. However, looking at the energy stones, metal weapons, and cups on Li Hansong's back, the vice-chancellor of CCMAU was mentally and physically exhausted. People were afraid of comparisons. Wu Quishan, this guy, was almost dead. Now, he was drinking life essence like water. Chapter 5:18. Since Wu Quishan was still recovering, Nan Yunyue and the others were not in a hurry to find those city lords. The few rank 9s were now staring at Fong Ping like tigers watching their prey. All of them were staring at him. Fong Ping's little heart was thumping wildly. Why are you all looking at me? I've already given everything away. Are you not happy that I made an IOU and want to find trouble with me? The silence lasted for a while. Nan Yunyue wanted to say something, but stopped. After a while, she could not help but say, "Kid, don't take risks in the future. When you reach rank 7, how about you specialize in stealing life essence for the government?" Cough, cough, cough. Fong Ping almost choked to death. How could you say something like that? Nan Yunyue saw this and said, "Seriously, Sino Nation doesn't lack a rank 7 combat strength. Your use is not in direct combat. I heard that you stole from the Nanjiang catacombs before. How about this? Next time we'll injure those catacombs high ranks and lure the rank 9s away. You specialize in this." Fong Ping's expression darkened. Then Fong Ping touched his chin and muttered, "I can consider it, but I can't specialize in this. When I need it next time, we can work together." Nan Yunyue thought for a while and said, "That's true. It's fine if you do it once or twice. If you do it more often, the restricted zone might alert those city lords and monster plants. Instead, you have to be careful of them ambushing you." At this moment, Nan Yunyue felt that this kid Fong Ping was very important, even comparable to a rank 9. Thinking of this, Nan Yunyue said again, "How about this, you and the others, including the injured? Retreat first. The war was about to start. If it spread here and killed Fong Ping, it would be an incomparably huge loss." This was a human stealing machine, based on his ability to conceal his aura and sneak into the royal city's giant mine. Nan Yunyue felt that this kid Fong Ping needed to be protected. Nan Yunyue was still talking when Li Daong suddenly revealed a wolf-like expression and said with a face full of smiles, "Student Fong Ping, have you considered going to the military department after graduation? No, you can do it now. If you go to the military department, there's still an empty deputy minister in the logistics department. If you go there, Deputy Commander Li. Zhang Weiyu frowned and said unhappily the military department should not use public resources for private purposes. As he spoke, Zhang Weiyu looked at Fang Ping and said, "Ignore him, Fang Ping. You can consider coming to the House of Guardians." Great Grandmasters, Minister Wang, who was at the side, interrupted and said, "Quietly, this is someone from the Ministry of Education. The war is not over yet. Aren't the great masters a little too hasty to say this now?" After all, he was the deputy minister of the Ministry of Education. If Fang Ping was really poached away, even Minister Zhang would have to settle the score with him. Just look at MCMAU, and you'll know. What were MCMAU's conditions now? Everyone had a divine weapon, and that was not enough. This time, they might have to replace it. Every divine weapon was a treasure. MCMU's situation was different. Li Changxing might have to exchange for a rank 9 divine weapon. Wu Quishan was also a rank 9. Lu Fengru could probably exchange for a rank 8 weapon. The others did not have to worry about divine weapons either. Even if there were a few more grandmasters, it would be enough. In addition, looking at the energy stones, energy fruits, and the life essence that bastard Wu Quishan drank like water, these conditions, his family could only afford to have a King City mine. Also, when he saw the Rose Queen's corpse, Minister Wang suddenly grinned. "Fang Ping, have you considered selling the Rose City Lord's corpse?" Fang Ping had not uttered a word. When Minister Wang asked about this, he immediately asked, "How much? 5 billion? Fang Ping's expression darkened. Did he think he had never seen money before? Was Fang Ping such a poor person? Were you trying to dismiss a beggar? Minister Wang was also a little embarrassed. He did not have money. Even if Fang Ping said to write an IOU, it was not something that anyone could write. What if he could not pay for a random promise of 30 to 50 billion? Old Wu had written an IOU of 50 billion. That was something he could pay. A rank 9 divine weapon was more than 50 billion. Fang Ping himself was also judging that an IOU that exceeded his ability should not be counted. Otherwise, if he asked Qin Fengqing to write an IOU of 1 billion, would he not be rich? Whether the IOU was counted as wealth, he would have to look at it later. If it was not, he would ask old Wu to pledge his divine weapon to him, and he would lend it to him. This should be possible. That was what the divine weapon did last time. Fang Ping was still thinking about this when he suddenly thought of something. He opened his mouth and said, "Was Rose Flower killed?" "No." When Fang Ping heard that she was not killed, he suddenly said excitedly, "Really? I heard that the Rose City Lord and Rose Flower had an affair." When these words came out, everyone was stunned. "Are you King kidding me? Not only these rank 9s, even those rank 7s and 8s came." There was gossip. At this moment, everyone's mood was much more relaxed. Their rank 9 combat strength had recovered, and their numbers were not less than the other parties. Now was also the safest time, since they entered the catacombs. At this time, of course, they had to listen to this kind of gossip. Seeing that these grandmasters were also gossiping, Fang Ping quickly said, "It's true, these two really had an affair. Right, grandmasters? Do you think it would be useful to tell Rose Flower now that the people from the restricted area killed the Rose City Lord?" At this moment, the few rank 9 grandmasters' eyes moved. However, very soon, Nan Yunhua frowned slightly and said, "Rose Flower is being besieged by the Demon King of Myriad Demon Mountain." Fang Ping's eyes lit up even more. "Then they have a common enemy. If we go and report the news now, will these guys attack the people from the restricted area together?" "No, the people from the restricted area are all dead." Nan Yunhua's eyes were burning. "You don't understand. The 11 Southern Territories is King Pine's territory, and the Monster Plant clan here is considered King Pine's people. The martial artists from the restricted area are actually King Pine's people. The people from the restricted area are dead, but the Monster Plant clan is not dead yet. Now, there are still 10 rank 9s left. Among them, there are 3 from the Monster Beast clan and 7 from the Monster Plant clan. These 7 from the Monster Plant clan are actually still very difficult to kill. But if Rose Flower and the 2 Demon Kings also start attacking the other party, then it will be 13 against 10. We are already stronger than them. Nan Yunue was a little restless. She stood up and paced for a while, muttering, "How can we make Rose Flower believe that the Rose City Lord died in the hands of the restricted area powerhouses?" Having said that, she went to look at the corpse again. Suddenly, she looked at Fong Ping and said, "Fong Ping, lend me the corpse." Fong Ping immediately said, "Minister, it's best not. If they see the corpse, the other party will go crazy. Maybe they will attack our people. Besides, nothing can actually be seen from the corpse. The injuries have all recovered." Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Actually, we don't need the Rose City Lord's corpse. Let's say that the people from Polaris City came back and saw it. Do you think it will believe it?" At that time, the people from the restricted area did attack the Rose City Lord. They even said that he was a traitor. I think the probability of Rose Flower believing it is still not small. Oh, right, at that time, the Rose City Lord also said that he had consumed a fruit borne by Rose Flower. After his mentality died, he was resurrected. I think this is also considered a secret. Rose Flower should know about it. This information is enough for it to confirm that the Rose City Lord is really dead. When Fong Ping said this, Nan Yunue said in shock, "You mean his mentality died once and he was resurrected?" Yes. Fong Ping did not quite understand the meaning of this, but the few rank 9s were extremely shocked. A rank 9's mentality could be resurrected after dying. This was practically a miracle medicine. Previously, Fong Ping said that the Rose King and Rose Flower had an affair. Cough. Everyone was a little skeptical. How could it be? But now, Nan Yunue believed it. Everyone believed it. To bear such a heaven-defying miracle fruit, the price that the Rose Flower paid would not be small. Would a monster plant treat a city lord like this? This was simply inconceivable. No wonder it didn't leave. Nan Yunue murmured, "Even if that flower was in an extremely dangerous situation right now, not only was it facing 10 human rank 9s, there were also 2 demon kings attacking it. Even so, it did not leave. Even so, it did not ask for help from others because it was unwilling to reveal the whereabouts of the Rose King. If it did not say, those people were also unwilling to help it. Otherwise, there were many rank 9s in the catacombs. The 2 demon kings from Myriad Demon Mountain might not be able to do anything to it. A flower could actually develop feelings? Even if it was a rank 9, a monster plant was a monster plant. It had no gender, no feelings. This was a monster plant. Even demon beasts had more emotions than demon plants. If it was said that humans and monsters liked each other, everyone would still believe it. Now, it was actually a monster plant and a city lord who liked each other. In the next moment, Nan Yunue frowned and said, "I'm afraid that it will vent its anger on us. No, we are originally enemies." Nan Yunue suddenly thought it through. It was worth a try. Rose King was originally their target to exterminate. Now, whether or not it vented its anger on humans, it would be the same. However, if the other party really believed that it was someone from the restricted zone who killed the Rose City Lord, it might play an important role. In a situation where the absolute peak did not appear, a rank 9's betrayal would have a crucial impact. Perhaps, this time, they could really completely pacify the Tian'an catacombs. At the thought of this, Nan Yunhua looked at Wu Quishan. At this time, Wu Quishan's dim golden body glowed with light again. Seeing this scene, Nan Yunhua's expression was overjoyed. She said immediately, "Vice-Chancellor Wu, it's good that you've recovered. Let's discuss it. Perhaps this time we can really pacify the catacombs." Pacifying a catacombs was something that had never been done in 100 years. Even during the capital city catacombs battle, only 2 royal cities were leveled. Now, under the circumstances where the losses were not too heavy, there was actually hope to pacify the catacombs. Joy for humans, joy for Sino Nation. Fong Ping's congratulations for humans might really be said out loud. The few rank 9s, including those rank 7 and 8 grandmasters, were all excited and crazy. Pacifying the catacombs was a great achievement. They had pursued and fought for their entire lives. This time, there was finally hope to witness this scene. Victory. Sino Nation will win. Humans will win. The grandmasters cheered one after another. If this battle was really successful, it might not be enough to change the entire situation of the human race. However, it would definitely give hope to some of the pessimistic human powerhouses. There was still hope for us humans. Pacifying the catacombs with 100 grandmasters mobilized and less than 20 deaths. How inspiring! Excitement was one thing. It was not yet time for complete success. Everyone suppressed the excitement in their hearts. One after another, the grandmasters gathered together and began to discuss strategies. Very soon, Nan Yunhua's fighting spirit was high. She said excitedly, "Everyone, this battle is of great importance. Right now, the timing, geographical, and human conditions are all on our side. The other party does not know that we have recovered." She was still boosting the morale. When she was done, Fong Ping suddenly popped up and said, "Chief Nan, that the life essence belongs to Rose City Lord." Nan Yunhua frowned slightly. Then she smiled and said, "It's okay. We will pretend to be weak first. Once Rose City falls for our trap, we will wait for an opportunity where both sides are injured and destroy the other party together. If it doesn't fall for our trap, then we will destroy the other party together. Don't worry, we will not use our full strength. If we control it, Rose City will not be able to sense our aura. The life essence that Rose City condensed itself could still be sensed. It had not been fully digested. However, as long as it was restrained, it would be difficult for the other party to sense it. In short, according to Nan Yunhua, Rose City would definitely die. No one was prepared to let it go just because of its love. A crazy rank 9 without any scruples staying in the catacombs would only add to Tiannan's troubles. Moreover, Rose City was also the main culprit that destroyed Tiannan City 2 years ago. A rank 9 like this could not be left alive. After Nan Yunhua finished speaking, she looked at the few of them and some seriously injured grandmasters. "All of you, go back." Everyone did not say much. They were all burdens now. It might be better for them to leave. Fong Ping saw that everyone was ready to depart. After some thought, he suddenly gritted his teeth and said, "Wait for me for a while." Having said that, Fong Ping restrained his aura. The next moment, he soared into the sky and disappeared. He flew far away, out of everyone's sight. Even the rank 9 could not find him. Nan Yunhua looked surprised. This was the first time she saw Fong Ping restraining his aura. The previous few times, Fong Ping did not restrain his aura because he was afraid of being accidentally injured. Fong Ping suddenly disappeared. Logically speaking, if a rank 6 martial artist asked them to wait, probably no one would care. However, Fong Ping was a demon. He asked everyone to wait, and everyone was willing to wait. Fong Ping did not know how far he flew. Very soon, he came back with a small bottle. Everyone's expression changed. Fong Ping said from afar, I was going to leave some for Dean Li, so I didn't bring it. I was going to go back. Sai, forget it. Dean Li's personal matters are small. Humanity's matters are more important. For Sino Nation, for humanity, for all the Grandmasters, I can only ignore Dean Li. Fong Ping's face was full of sorrow. He descended from the sky and handed a small bottle of life essence to Nan Yunyue. With a face full of reluctance, he said, Here's 10 caddies of life essence. Everyone, feel free to use it. If you're injured, don't hesitate. As he said that, Fong Ping handed over another piece of paper. Department head, please sign this. Previously, everyone was touched and shocked. This brat actually hid 5 kilograms of life essence and really used it like water. However, when Nan Yunyue saw the IOU, she did not know whether to cry or laugh. It was a good thing. Fong Ping was really generous to the extreme. After all, it was just an IOU. Who knew if they could get any benefits? However, the key was that he was awe-inspiring righteousness 1 second and moved everyone. The next second, he handed over an IOU. Was it appropriate? Speechlessness was one thing. This was a life-saving treasure. This much life essence might be able to save a rank 9's life. Nan Yunyue did not delay. She signed immediately. Beside her, Zhang Weiyu and Li Daong did not need Fong Ping to say anything. The 3 parties had already signed. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief and took back the IOU. It was only 40 billion. He did not take their high prices. He was being kind. Let's go. The next moment, 10 rank 9s, 8 rank 8s, and more than 40 rank 7 martial artists soared into the sky one after another, disappearing in front of them. Now, these were the only people who still had combat strength. Out of the 100 Grandmasters, 18 had died in the battle earlier. Another 1 died later. This was because they did not participate in the rank 9 battle. This time, 19 Grandmasters had died in the battle in Tiannan. There were still about 80 people alive. Among them, about 20 people really did not have any combat strength left, including Minister Wang. His injuries were really serious. It was much worse than Wu Quishan's. After seeing these people leave, the people who stayed behind all clenched their fists, looking nervous. Sino Nation could not afford to lose this battle. To put it more seriously, humans could not afford to lose. If they lost in the end, something would happen to these Grandmasters. The whole world would be in turmoil. Minister Wang stared into the distance for a while. Suddenly, he looked at Fong Ping and said, Kid, how much more did you hide? Mother ***, I said no more just now. Go out and take a stroll. 10 caddies. How could it be so complete? Do you think we're all stupid? How much more did you hide? I'm so seriously injured, and you don't even say to give me a little. Are you worthy of my imperishable substance? Are you worthy of the 5 divine weapons I helped you swindle from Star City? Does your conscience not hurt? I'm dying. Forget about my intestines. Even my internal organs are almost emptied. Even my golden bones are obliterated. Do you have the heart to not give me a little? Fong Ping still had a small bottle in his hand. Everyone saw this, but no one said anything. Seeing Minister Wang roaring, Fong Ping said casually, There's really not much left. It's just a few caddies. We have to leave it for Dean Li. His vitality is constantly fading. As he said that, Fong Ping added, Minister, are you stupid? This time, all the rank 9 powerhouses have recovered, helping the government save a lot of life essence. Later on, when heroes like you go out, then the shares that were originally given to them will all be yours. You still need to act pitiful? Spend money? No matter what, you're still a rank 8 golden body, the head of a department, and the deputy too. No matter what, you have to protect your life, right? I'll give everyone a little more now. Actually, all of you have profited. When we go back, you can definitely get a little more. Minister Wang pondered for a moment, suddenly speechless. Mother Asterisker, what you said made so much sense. To think that he had even planned for this. Not only him, but the others also did not know whether to laugh or cry. It made sense. The government still had a lot left. If they really went out this time, if everyone's injuries were urgent, they would more or less get some. After a while, everyone walked to the passageway, but no one went in. Minister Wang looked around and said, "If the other party really reaches here, and Chief Nan and the others are still here, we will evacuate in time. When that time comes, it's the same whether we go out or stay here. When that time comes, we still have a fighting chance." Minister Wang's tone was slightly joking earlier, but now it was sonorous and forceful. If they really fought until here, Nan Yunyue and the others would all die. Then their fighting chance would be to self-destruct. There were still close to 20 grandmasters here. If they really self-destructed together, every one of them would be killed. Seeing these grandmasters' tragic words, Fang Ping could not help but complain, "We'll win for sure, unless the absolute peak attacks. If the absolute peak attacks, self-destructing will be useless." The grandmasters, who were a little tragic just now, all looked gloomy, glaring at him without saying a word. Fang Ping did not care. He said casually, "If I get more life essence next time, I wonder if I should hold an auction and sell some. This is too much. I can't use it all myself." As soon as he said that, everyone stopped glaring. Everyone also had the ability to change their expressions. This kid was the god of fortune. In the future, there might be a day when he would need something from him. Aside, Qin Fengqing's eyes were red with envy. He said in a low voice, "This guy, the circle has changed." He was starting to mingle with grandmasters. This time, Fang Ping could be considered to have officially entered the grandmaster circle, even if he was not a grandmaster. He looked at the few of them. Before Qin Fengqing could react, a few grandmasters walked over and greeted Wang Jinyang, asking about his instructor's physical condition. As for Li Hansong, CCMU's Suzhan was also severely injured and was asking Li Hansong questions. No one paid attention to him. Qin Fengqing stood there alone. He had an urge to cry. This was too realistic. These 3 guys were already mingling in the grandmaster circle, but he was still treated as a child, a little brat. No one was willing to play with him. You'll regret this. Chapter 5:19. Jokes aside, everyone was still extremely nervous in their hearts. The stakes of this battle were too great. Even if it seemed like they had the upper hand, was there really an advantage? Behind Rose City, there were still 10 rank 9 powerhouses. In Rose City, there were still 2 Demon Kings and Roseflower. In the northeast, there were still 2 Demon Feather City Kings who had not come. In the west, there were still 1 Demon King and 3 Demon Kings. Other than the 10 Demon Kings who had gathered together, there were still 9 rank 9 powerhouses in the catacombs who were uncontrollable factors. Would these humans and demons intervene during the war? No one could be sure, although Myriad Demon Mountain, and these people were fighting fiercely. Who would know what the demons were thinking? The catacombs' martial artists used divine weapons, and so did the humans. Although humans would not take the initiative to provoke the Forbidden Land, that was when they were weak. If humans really destroyed the catacombs' martial artists, would they continue to be like before, not daring to provoke the Forbidden Land demon clan? Therefore, no one could guarantee the attitude of the 5 demon kings at this moment. Although the 2 king realms of Monster Feather City had been holding up all this while. Would they continue to hide when they saw that the catacombs' powerhouses were about to be wiped out? Nan Yunhua and the others said it was easy. In fact, letting Fong Ping and the others leave first meant that they were uneasy. Otherwise, with the 10 rank 9 humans and the many rank 7 and 8 powerhouses, it was enough to destroy the 10 rank 9 powerhouses on the other side. As the human powerhouses headed in the direction of Rose City, the powerful vitality force of so many people even formed an incomparably thick blood-red pillar in the catacombs. The 2 demon kings who were fighting with the rose flower instantly stopped their movements. Dozens of miles behind them, the remaining 10 catacombs rank 9 powerhouses also soared into the sky, their expressions ugly. In the northeast, Demon Feather City's Peacock Demon and a Crown City Lord also flew above the city. Somehow, these humans and demons had a premonition. The war was coming. A war even more tragic than before was coming. In the past few days, excluding Rose King and the others who died in the boundary zone, the catacombs had already lost 7 rank 9 powerhouses. Humans, on the other hand, only lost 1 rank 9. In just a few days, the number of rank 9s who died in the Tian'an catacombs was more than double digits. Tian'an City and 5 rank 9 died in the boundary zone. How many people were going to die this time? The ruins of Rose City. The corolla of the rose was already broken. The golden torso was also dim and lifeless. Without the life essence, without the royal city's giant mine, he was first besieged by human experts and then by 2 demon kings. If not for the demon plant's strong vitality and the rose flower's own strength, it would have died long ago. Even so, at this moment, the rose was a little powerless. Looking to the west, the bamboo life had yet to return. Could he come back? The rose flower did not know. It only knew that it might not be able to wait for its bamboo life to return. When Nan Yunhua flew over alone, the 2 demon monarchs roared. The rose continued to remain silent. Nan Yunhua didn't care about their reactions. From a distance, she slowly said, "Rose, are you still waiting for City Lord Rose to return?" The 2 demon kings and the rose had no intention of communicating with Nan Yunhua. They would communicate with each other, but they would not communicate with the martial artists of the Land of Rebirth. This was also the norm. Nan Yunhua didn't mind and continued, "Rose City Lord is already dead. He died in the domain." Boom. The dilapidated city was covered by a powerful mentality pressure. Some of the broken fences and broken walls instantly turned into powder. The rose began to become irritable. "He's already dead. After taking the life-saving divine fruit you gave him, he still died. He was killed by a restricted area martial artist called Tai Mu. A restricted area martial artist called Yu Ming used the Pine King's mentality to destroy his mentality. After he died and came back to life, Tai Mu destroyed his mentality for the second time, completely killing him. Boom, boom, boom." A series of explosive sounds rang out. The next moment, the rose soared into the sky, about to rush toward Nan Yunhua. Nan Yunhua shouted, "We didn't kill him. Although we really want to kill this culprit who destroyed Tian'an City, this time, the rank 9 powerhouse from Polaris City also died." As she spoke, Nan Yunhua thrust out her palm, forcing back the wild rose flower. She shouted once more, "The reason I said all of this is to tell you that the City Lord of Rose City has died in the domain zone. We do not want another 9th grade enemy to appear at this time. Rose Flower King, as long as you don't help the Pine King bloodline participate in this battle, we can spare your life." Boom, boom, boom. A series of mentality fluctuations stirred the void, causing it to tremble. The rose did not listen, nor did it want to listen. It only knew that bamboo life was dead and would never come back. The other party even knew about the divine fruit. This was a secret that belonged to it and bamboo life. No one knew. Now, the martial artist who was reborn knew. His bamboo life had died in the domain. Even though it had been prepared for this the moment bamboo life left, when it really happened, the rose flower still went crazy. 200 years. 200 years ago, the young man from the restricted area told it at first glance that he would help it materialize if they became true monarchs together. Materialization. This was the path that all demon plants pursued. After materialization, it no longer needed to use mental strength to communicate. With that unclear mental strength, it was very difficult to smoothly communicate with people. It could only express some general meaning. After materialization, it could communicate with people as it pleased. After materialization, it could be like the Pine King materializing a spiritual body. It would no longer be trapped in its massive main body, and even its movements would be extremely inconvenient. It also wanted to traverse thousands of mountains and tens of thousands of rivers, to walk everywhere, to look around. Even if the condensed spiritual body could not last long and was like an illusion, it didn't matter. In the past, its only thought was to step into the true monarch realm. However, after living together for 100 years, the rose suddenly discovered that it had other thoughts. Although it had intelligence, it had no emotions. It did not know what this feeling was, only that it was too wonderful. It was so wonderful that it was willing to condense a divine fruit for bamboo life that was extremely harmful to itself. But now, the martial artist who was reborn in front of it was telling it that bamboo life had died in the domain land, and even the divine fruit could not save his life. The rose madly attacked Nan Yunyue. Nan Yunyue's expression was calm, and he blocked again and again. He did not strike ruthlessly. He continued, "Rose, do you really want to fight to the death with us? The Rose City Lord was not killed by us. We humans are weak, and we do not have the strength to go to the domain land to kill the other party. You should know this better than us. The Rose City Lord went to the domain land without permission, and has already touched the bottom line of the Forbidden Area and the Pine King. Even if he is not killed this time, the Pine King will not let him go. I hope that the Rose City Lord is alive more than you. If he is alive, he may create some big trouble for the Pine King. A traitor of the Forbidden Area, this is extremely rare." Nan Yunyue said one sentence after another. While blocking the other's attacks, he said indifferently, "In fact, many people have guessed that the Rose City Lord has betrayed them and gone to the domain land. Otherwise, you were besieged by us, besieged by the Demon King of the Forbidden Area. You are all of the Pine King's bloodline. So why didn't those people come to save you? No one is a fool. The Rose City Lord disappeared, and the Demon King of the Forbidden Area came to attack, and only to kill you. Everyone knows what happened. So, the people of the Monster Plant clan will not save you, and the people of the Monster Life clan are also watching the show. If you don't believe me, ask the two Demon Kings if they know that the Rose City Lord went to the domain land. The Rose Flower did not ask, and did not need to ask. Long before the Demon King of the Forbidden Area attacked it, it already knew what had happened. The bamboo life had been discovered by the Demon King of Myriad Demon Mountain, and perhaps a divine weapon had been used. Over at Skygate City, the Skygate tree did not know that the Skygate City Lord had a divine weapon, but in Rose City, the Rose Flower knew. "Rose, you want to die, and we also want you to die, but do you really want to fight to the death with us? You must know that people have 7 emotions and 6 desires. Before the Rose City Lord died, he most likely did not want to kill us human warriors. Who do you think he wanted to kill? I don't know where Tai Mu, Yu Ming, and the others are right now, and I don't know if they are still alive or not. City Lord Rose is careful and cautious, sneaking into the domain. You don't have to worry about them, and they are just Prince Song's subordinates. On the side, the two demon kings who had been vigilant suddenly stared at Nan Yunyue. They understood what the other party meant. The resurrected martial artist actually encouraged the Rose Flower King to find King Song for revenge. The other party's words were very clear. He was directly telling the Rose Flower King that if he wanted revenge, if he wanted to die, he should go find King Song. Nan Yunyue did not hide her thoughts. In fact, for these rank 9 demons, it was more appropriate to say some things directly. Although they were intelligent, if he said it in a roundabout way, the other party might not understand. The Rose Flower King's attack gradually weakened. Joy flashed in Nan Yunyue's eyes, but quickly disappeared without a trace. She continued, King Song is an absolute powerhouse. You will only die if you go, but the 11 southern regions is King Song's territory. If he loses the 11 southern regions, even King Song will probably be reprimanded by the other absolute powerhouses of the Forbidden Area. Perhaps he will even be suppressed. If you lose your current power, even King Song will hold you accountable. This is probably the only way you can take revenge. Rose, in this battle, whether we die or King Song's people die, you will not survive. The humans will not give you a chance to live, and the Forbidden Area will not. Only death awaits those who betray you. Nan Yunyue spoke a lot, and the Rose Flower King suddenly quieted down. In the next moment, the Rose Flower King exploded with an even more powerful attack. Nan Yunyue frowned and struck out with her palm. With this strike, the Rose Flower King suddenly uprooted from the ground, instantly turning around and flying backward. Nan Yunyue frowned slightly. Was it going to fight a bloody battle with King Song's people, or was it going to contact the other party and prepare to fight to the death with the humans? Nan Yunyue could not judge the thoughts of this demon plant that had developed human emotions. The Rose Flower King left, and the 2 demon kings did not chase after it. The 2 demon kings had also heard that the Rose City Lord was dead. Since she was dead, killing the rose flower was not the most important thing. Before this, the 2 demon kings had surrounded and killed the Rose Flower King. In fact, their main purpose was to lure out the Rose King. Now that things had come to this, the 2 demon kings looked at Nan Yunyue warily, then slowly retreated, preparing to leave. Nan Yunyue did not care, and said in a clear voice, As long as Wanyao Mountain does not make things difficult for us humans, the land of the far west is Wanyao Mountain's territory. We humans will never set foot there. After throwing these words, Nan Yunyue did not care what they thought. In the next moment, Nan Yunyue's figure moved, and she quickly chased after the rose flower. Behind her, the other human powerhouses also quickly followed, killing into the distance together. The great battle broke out very quickly. Hundreds of miles away, Fong Ping and the others could only feel the soaring vitality and violent energy fluctuations. They knew nothing else. This kind of waiting was the most torturous. Everyone's expression was extremely solemn. The fluctuations of the great battle were getting more and more intense. At this moment, an earth-shattering roar sounded. Minister Wang's face was pale, and the others looked nervous too. Self-detonation, such intense energy fluctuations, it was definitely a rank 9 self-detonation. Whether it was a human rank 9 or a catacombs rank 9, when someone self-detonated, it was a dead end that would only be chosen at the last moment of the battle. A roar sounded, and in the next moment, another earth-shattering roar sounded. Another rank 9 had self-detonated. Everyone's face turned even paler. Was it a human or a catacombs powerhouse? The distance was too far. Even if everyone present was a rank 8, they could not clearly distinguish it. In a faraway place, vitality was mixed with celestiality and energy force. It was very difficult to distinguish who had died. Fang Ping took a deep breath, muttering, "It must be a catacombs rank 9. Our abilities are stronger than theirs, and the other catacombs rank 9 don't seem to have gone over." No one responded to this. Even if it was a catacombs martial artist self-detonation, a rank 9 powerhouse's continuous self-detonation, the destructive power was also extremely strong. The rank 9 was still fine, but could the other rank 7 and 8 martial artists escape from such a self-detonation crisis? No one knew. Everyone could only wait. Minister Wang suddenly felt a little angry, glaring at Fang Ping fiercely. He was angry that Fang Ping did not give him the remaining life essence. Otherwise, he could have joined the battle now, instead of waiting and watching here. Fang Ping did not care about him. In fact, he was already regretting giving Lu Fengru and Tang Feng the life essence. Wu Quishan was a peak rank 8, armed with a rank 9 divine weapon. He still had the confidence to protect himself. The others could not. If he knew this would happen, he would not have given it to them and let them heal. These people's injuries were not light. Maybe they could stay. Although this was a selfish thought, Fang Ping felt that MCMAU had done everything it should in this catacombs trip. It was not a big deal that the 2 rank 7s did not participate in the final battle. However, now that they had all gone, Fang Ping could only pray that everyone could return safely. The battle lasted for a long time. It was so long that Fang Ping and the others were about to collapse. It was at this moment, far away from Imperial Sea Hill, a destructive force seemed to have erupted. The next moment, a voice that shook the void came from Imperial Sea Hill. Enough! This voice was not spoken by Li Zhan. The catacombs' pinnacle powerhouses were furious. At the same time, Li Zhan's voice came, with a thick smile, saying loudly, "The Battle of Tianan is over. I'll be waiting for you to celebrate." Obviously, Nan Yunyue and her party had a good battle result. However, the summit of Imperial Sea Hill might have reached an agreement. The Battle of Tianan lasted for 5 days and officially came to an end. The conversation between these 2 pinnacle powerhouses could be heard by the martial artists who released their mentality. As for Wang Jinyang and the others, they did not hear it. However, as Minister Wang and the others showed joy on their faces, even these few people could feel the deep joy. We won. We won. Ha ha ha, we won, we won. At this moment, the Grand Masters at the passageway entrance were all excited and emotional. Some even had tears streaming down their cheeks. They finally won, although they did not know what the outcome of the battle was. If the pinnacle was furious, the outcome would not be too bad. Everyone was crazy with excitement. Then, even if everyone was injured, they did not care and ran into the distance. The others were coming back. They wanted to know the outcome of the battle, the casualties. They wanted to know everything. Looking at these grandmasters, who were as excited and joyful as children, Fang Ping and the others exchanged glances and laughed. Compared to these grandmasters, their feelings were not as deep. They were still young and had not entered the catacombs many times. They did not have much experience either. However, some of these grandmasters had fought for their whole lives and had experienced too much pain. Almost all the grandmasters present had relatives and friends who died in the catacombs. This time, he had finally killed to his heart's content. Everyone was cheering and jumping for joy. Everyone was extremely excited. In the distance, a group of people appeared. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.